All right. Welcome, everybody, to Draw Day. It's one of the most exciting days on the calendar. When the draw's about to be announced, it's going to be announced in about 30 minutes. They're going to start in about 30 minutes. So we've got a lot to get through. We're going to get through what this tournament looks like, who's playing, who's not playing, who could play who to watch out for when the draw comes out, which players are super dangerous that are maybe unseeded. Who are the seeds as well? We've got to figure that out as well. But, very interesting lineup. Of course, we've got Jannik Sinner and Swiatek, the defending champions. I think Sinner definitely still the favorite for this year's Wimbledon. Swiatek is probably in the mix of a bunch of players. I don't think she's the favorite for Wimbledon solely because of, Sabalenka, Raducanu, there's a lot of other players. But, this is going to be interesting. I love Draw Day. Draw Day is so much fun. I love Draw Day. How are we doing, chat? What's going on? Are we ready for the draw to be announced? Bad news is Turkey won against USA. Why is that bad news? That's hilarious news. I think that's great news. That was a great news. What are you talking about? Turkey winning. That's great. That was the great news. Didn't change anything. Didn't change a thing. USA still on top. They just got, they just took an L. That's fine. Doing great for this year's Wimbledon, my fave Grand Slam. Yep. I love Wimbledon, not just because it's traditional, right? But it's even become, it's turned into another level of traditionalism because now it's like, it's the only slam that starts on a Monday, which is traditional, right? All the other slams start on Sunday, which, for whatever reason, they want to do that. It's the only one that does like a draw ceremony sort of on time, right? They don't muck around. They don't say, oh yeah, the draw's coming out at this time. And then they like fluff around for 30 minutes and talk about whatever they want. They are on time. They're punctual. It's just, I don't know. I just feel they're just the most professional tournament in the world. And they do it like they just do everything proper. The only thing they mucked up was they put out a social media post about the seeds that was wrong. But that's because they were basing off the entry list and they probably just got some intern to do it. And we all make mistakes, We all make mistakes. So it is what it is. Can we talk about your insane fantasy performance, Cam? I'm 22nd in the world. Woo! That's only because this week I got super lucky with Humbert and Dimitrov. But draw's coming out in about 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Do you know if the draw ceremony will be seen on their YouTube channel? I don't think so, no. It's on their website. Excited to see Serena in the draw. Ooh. By the way, I also love that they do the draw after the qualifiers are done. So now we know everybody in the draw, right? So there's no like, oh, they're playing a qualifier. Who's that going to be? Like we know who's going to play who. Plus, the way they do the draw is not like the other draws. They do it like they do every single individual match, which is really painstaking, but that's what they did it back in the day. They used to pick names out of a hat. They didn't have a computer-generated, randomizer. They had to do it by hand. So I like that as well. I like it, but I also think the French Open do it probably better with the way that they kind of like slowly reveal the names rather than like going, oh, this person, this person, this person, this person, this like. I reckon they could speed up the process a little bit using technology, but again, I don't mind them going through like every individual name. It is very Wimbledon. Whoever draws Kudermetova will win. Kudermetova's not playing. Imagine Serena versus Sabalenka. Yeah. Yep. That could be a thing. All right, now, let's have a look at the seeds. Because these are the seeds for Wimbledon. So you can see the ladies' side of things. You've got the top 4 seeds, Sabalenka, Raducanu, Swiatek, Pegula. Top 8 seeds, Andreeva, Anisimova, Gauff, and Svitolina. I'll tell you, that top 9, even top 10, are very, very tough. Like, that is a very good top 10. Mboko's not there, unfortunately, but, I mean, still, you got... So, I mean, any of those players could win Wimbledon. Any of the top 10. I mean, but a lot of players outside the top 10 too, right? Like, Bencic is dangerous on grass. Paolini's made a final before. Osaka looks great on grass right now. Jovic has been having a good year. Kostya in her final Wimbledon. Watch Conchita. Alexandrova is dangerous. Fralinska, how's she going to look, right? Navarro's been getting some form. We've got Vekic down the bottom there. She just won Queen's Club. Raducanu had a bit of a run. She's a bit injured, though, so we can see what she does. But, yeah, obviously Keys, very dangerous as well. We're going to watch out for Eala always because she has actually had a really good grass season. Compared to some of the other players, her grass season's been pretty decent. But yeah, very, very interested to see where all these players go. But the unseeded players, that's where it's at. So you can see there we've got Penko, unseeded. Krejcikova, unseeded. Bartunkova, who's had a really good grass season, unseeded. Bolter, very dangerous in front of the home crowd. Pliskova, former finalist. And, of course, Serena is the big name that we're all wondering where she's going to fall. On the men's side of things, it's a little less interesting. At least I don't think it's as interesting as the women's side, just because we don't have Alcaraz, and really it just feels like Sinner's tournament to lose. But the big interest is where's Djokovic going to fall, because you got the top 4 seeds, Sinner, Zverev, FAA, and Shelton. Very different top 4 than we're used to seeing. Usually we see Djokovic, Alcaraz in there as well. But yeah, very different. And Zverev's always there, but like FAA and Shelton taking the 3 and 4, that's really interesting. And then you got Demonov, Fritz, Djokovic, and Medvedev. So, I tell you what, you take Sinner out of that equation, it's a very competitive top 8. Sinner's just the outlier. And I know, Sinner lost to the French second round and, hot weather and blah, blah, blah. But if we're going off like Jannik Sinner without hot weather, which one of those guys beats him? You're right. Then you got Kaboli and Bublik, very dangerous top 10 to round it out. Bublik hasn't done well on the grass, which is weird because that's usually where we expect him to do his best work. And Kaboli hasn't done well either because of lack of preparation. Then some of the other top players, you've got players like Lehechka, who's very dangerous. Rublev is the number 12 seed, not Bublik twice. That's a typo. We haven't really seen Menchik do much, or Tien, but we'll keep an eye on them. Tiafoe, very dangerous. Number 17 seed, very dangerous. And has had very good preparation. Tommy Paul's another one. Feast is coming back from injury. We'll see what he looks like. Cerundolo just won Queen's Club, another dangerous one. And then you got like Jodar, Fonseca. We're not sure what to expect from them. See what happens. Fakina's pretty good too on grass. And then some of the lower ranked players like Humbert. That could be a dangerous, third round opponent for one of those top 8 seeds. And Humbert can play on grass. He doesn't play great on clay, but he can definitely do it on the grass. Now, unseeded players for the men. You could add a bunch of names, but these are the names I've picked. Mute, Griekspoor, Collignon, Berrettini, Pirikar, and Hurkacz. Wawrinka's also on that list if you want him to be. Draper probably needs to be added to that list as well, considering Draper looks pretty good, at least this week, so it looks pretty healthy. So, yeah, very interested to see where those seeds play. And remember, the way that the draw is structured, the top 8 seeds play the 25 to 32 seeds in the third round. And then the players between 9 and 16 play the players between 17 and 24 in the third round. So that's sort of the structure of the draw. So we're going to get, potentially, in a third round, Raducanu versus Sabalenka. We could get Eala playing Swiatek, right? We could be getting Keys taking on one of those top 8 players. Keys versus Sabalenka third round is crazy. Keys is definitely probably the worst player for the top 8. Vekic, we know she can do damage. The other players do. But I think Keys is the one that nobody wants to play Keys at Wimbledon. Healthy Keys is going to be a dangerous Keys. And then on the men's side, like I said, Humbert, number 27 seed, he has to play a top 8 guy in the third round. Norrie, we know Norrie can do well at Wimbledon. Very dangerous. Nakashima's proven that he can play some grass tennis. Rinderknecht took out Zverev first round last year, so definitely another one. Some of the middle players that could be playing each other in the third round, we could be getting something like a Valinska versus Noskova third round. We haven't seen Valinska on the grass, so we'll see what she looks like. Navarro's in there as well. Could be playing someone like an Osaka, or Paolini versus somebody, or we could get Bencic versus Fernandez. On the men's side of things, The middle part looks a little bit more interesting. We've got somebody like Lehechka taking on Fils in a third round. That could be really, really fun. We could get Fonseca taking on Menchik in a third round, or Tien in a third round, and same with Jodar. So there's some really interesting matchups there. Fourth round potential matchups. We could be getting a Sabalenka versus Osaka fourth round, which we've had a lot. We had it at the French, or a Swiatek Osaka fourth round. We could be getting a Schneider or Sabalenka rematch after what happened at the French. Or we could be getting a fourth round matchup between someone like a Noskova and Andreeva, right? That could be really fun. Or Noskova versus Gauff in a fourth round, which would be really fun. And on the men's side, we could be getting Menchik versus Sinner fourth round, which I kind of love. We could be getting a Lehechka versus FAA fourth round, or a Djokovic versus Bublik fourth round. So there's really a lot of fun there. That if the draw plays out the way that way, I think the best case for everybody outside of Sinner is if Sinner Djokovic get put in the same court. I know Djokovic fans hate that. Sinner fans don't want that either. But I think the best case for everybody else is if you avoid playing in the Sinner quarter, so that top at quarter, or that top section, and Djokovic gets thrown in there as a top 8 guy. Because in the quarterfinals, it's going to be Sinner versus possibly Djokovic. I mean, Sinner's best chance, or his best draw would be playing De Minaur. You don't want to play Djokovic. Don't want to play Fritz. I think Fritz is very scary. And also don't want to play Medvedev. So for Sinner, obviously De Minaur is his best. He'd rather play him, and I think his worst would be Djokovic. But then it also just kind of eliminates, for everybody else, it eliminates 2 of the favorites, right? Because Djokovic and Sinner are probably the 2 favorites, at least, fan favorites of Wimbledon. Maybe not favorites in on paper, but or at least Djokovic might not be second favorite. But yeah, I think if you can put them in the same section, then everybody else would, that avoids those guys will be happy. I would love to see a Fritz versus Shelton semi-final down the bottom half at Wimbledon. If we could get, so that would mean Fritz goes down the bottom with Zverev, and then Fritz goes down the bottom with those guys. I think that'd be really fun, but we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. I can't remember last year if they went through. Did they go through the seeds first and then they went through the matchups? I can't remember. Or did they just go like on line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4? I can't remember if they went through like. I don't remember. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think they went through the seeds and then they did the draw. I think they did like everything individual, maybe. Oh, no, maybe they didn't do that. Maybe they would have gone through the seeds, maybe. Draws not out yet. Comes out in about 20 minutes. And Wimbledon are punctual, so they go live, they'll be live. Remember last year, they were on the dot. It was like, oh, there was no mucking around. There's no doing interviews. There was none of that. They went live, and they started the draw at the time they said they would, which is really fun. Yeah, I can't remember if did they do the seeds and then they did the. I can't remember. Because the French Open do all the unseeded players and then they pick the seeds, which I love. Every slam or every tournament seems to do a different style of draw preview or draw ceremony, and I love the way the French Open do it. I love it that they go, we're gonna slowly reveal all the unseeded players, and then we're gonna draw the names out of a hat and we're gonna pick the seeds. I think that is the best way to do it, and that's the most fun way to watch. Because remember, the ceremony is a show, right? It's a show for us. They put on a ceremony for us to kind of get, into it. And I think the French Open do the best one. Australian Open's pretty good too. But I don't know I can't remember if Wimbledon did the seeds first and then the unseeded players, or if they did it vice versa. I hope they don't do I hope they do the seeds first. The unseeded players and then the seeds later, because it's much more fun that way. But don't worry, I'll be yelling and screaming at whatever the hell happens. I'm most excited about Serena's draw. Yeah. We'll see where she's at. We're going to see where she is at. Sabalenka should pray that she doesn't get Vekic. Yeah. Do you think it'd be better for Nole to face Sinner earlier in the quarters since he will be lesser fatigued and more fresh? Nope. I think the best Djokovic's best chance of against Sinner is playing him last. I don't like. I know people are like, oh, well, if Djokovic wasn't so tired when he gets to the semifinals, he beats Sinner. Quarterfinals are only one match less, and he will probably still be tired. So I think Djokovic's best chance is to try and avoid Sinner altogether by letting everybody else play him, and then he'll be the final matchup. And if he has to play in the final, so be it. But like, I don't think if Djokovic was let's say Djokovic was the 20th player in the world, I'd say yeah, okay, it'd be better to play him early. Like if you're playing Sinner in the third round as let's say Djokovic fell down the rankings to 27, and it was Sinner Djokovic third round, okay, then you can make the case that that's probably better for Djokovic because it's early and less time on court, and then they could be fresh, whatever. But when you get to the quarterfinals, Djokovic's going to play 4 matches, and they could be potentially 3 5-setters, right? You could get a couple 5-setters. By the time you get to the quarterfinals, he's still going to be just as tired. Yeah, okay, semifinals is an extra match, but quarterfinals, semifinals, like that's still a long. You still played a lot of tennis to get there. I think Djokovic's best chance is like everybody else. Sinner up the top, you're down the bottom, and let 6 other guys try and beat Sinner before you play him in the final. That's and we saw that at the French, and it worked. Right? We saw it with Zverev. If Alcaraz had played, then Zverev might have gone up the top and had to play, some, or whatever. You want to be down the bottom and avoid Sinner until the final, and give 6 players a chance to upset Sinner before you have to play him in the final potentially. Right? That's the best chance anyone's got against Sinner, because we and I know Djokovic beat Sinner at Australian Open, blah blah blah. But remember, Djokovic didn't play Menchik. He played a half match against Musetti, right? And he won his other matches pretty easily. So he played 3 matches before he got to Sinner. 3.5. Right? And then he beat Sinner in 5. So, yeah. Look, if you're a Djokovic fan, you're not going, yeah, we want Sinner in the quarters. No. You don't want Sinner at all. Djokovic's best chance of winning Wimbledon is to avoid not playing Sinner. Getting away from Sinner. Because even if it's a hot day, Djokovic has got to deal with that too. And we know Norway, unfortunately, in the last couple of years, he's gotten through the heat, but he's also had those kind of fatigue issues as well. So you don't, like, if we're going to be like, oh, well, get Sinner on a hot day, well, Djokovic on a hot day also struggles. We've seen that before. So, yeah, if you're a Djokovic fan, you're like, you just don't want that smoke. Don't be proud and try and puff your chest out and be like, yeah, we do. No, you don't. Don't worry about it. None of us do. No one does. Everyone's scared of Sinner, and they should be. Speaking of Norway, did you see the schedule for the thing? Yeah. We might. I don't know if we'll watch it. We'll see. I don't know. I've only planned on doing this today because I'm going to make a bunch of videos after this. We half-heartedly interested in the men's draw. Bring on the women's draw. Yeah, the men's draw is just like, where's Djokovic? And like, where does all the seeds go? On the women's side, it's like, where's Serena? Where's all the lower players, ranked players? Where are they going to be fitting in the draw? Who's got Swiatek? Who's got Sabalenka? Who's got Rebecca? Like, there are so many more questions on the women's side. For what is the draw going to? Because this draw is going to determine a lot of people's predictions, right? I mean, like on the men's side, you can go, I'm going to pick Sinner. He gets a bad draw, I'm still going to trust Sinner. On the women's side, if you pick Sabalenka today, right now, and then in 30 minutes the draw comes out, you're going to be like, maybe not so much. Like, the draw is so important on the women's side, it could make or break who wins Wimbledon. On the men's side, you can pick Sinner, and yeah, okay, he might get a tough draw if some players fall into his spot. But overall, you'd be like, well, Sinner's still the favorite no matter who he plays. On the women's side, it matters a lot. Who gets who? Like, who gets who? Who gets Penko? Who's got to deal with... It's not even about playing Serena. It's like, who has to deal with Serena? Like, the whole Serena spectacle. You got to play Serena on the court, which is super dangerous already. But then you got to deal with the spotlight of Serena too, right? And the attention. And your match is going to be, like, promoted, and the players that don't like that, maybe, they're going to struggle maybe. And the respect that everyone has for Serena as well. You got to deal with, like, playing against most of their players that are playing. Like, that's their idol. Who do I want to see Serena face first? Well, I'm a Serena fan, so I want Serena to have the easiest match possible. I think, okay, so I'll give you a real answer. I think the best thing for the tournament is not to have Serena playing against a top 10 player. first round. That's not like she's played 0 matches on the singles court. Why would you want her to play first round against a killer who's been playing consistently? I think best case for Serena is she plays somebody who she is good, but she could beat, right? Maybe not a grass player, maybe more of a clay player that she could maybe compete. And then the second round, take on a seed. Pick a seed out of the top 32 that she could have a chance with. And then the third round, take on a top 8 seed. So maybe play like a Potapova in the second round. Potapova's been injured. That might not be a bad idea to try and get Serena against a Potapova who's been a little bit on and off recently. Or take, Serena can take on someone like a Paolini who's not been playing great lately. Like just somebody who maybe Serena can bully a little bit. And then get the third round matchup against a Sabalenka or someone. I think that's the best. That's for me. If I'm as a Serena fan, I'd love to see her get a win over somebody she should in the first round, take on a low seed in the second round, and then take on a top 10 in the third. And then if she loses the third round, so be it. And look, we've had this conversation when Rafa played the French 2 years ago, and he had to play Zverev first round. So sometimes, look, fairy tales don't come true. But we'll hopefully Serena gets a manageable match in the first round, and then if she has to play a top 10 player in the second round, whatever. But give her a first round layup, or at least a first round, a good first round match that she can then. We don't want Serena to go out and won. Like if Serena goes out the first round, it's like, all that build up and then just a fizzle. Like that'd be annoying. It'd be bad for the tournament too, because the tournament would the Serena coming back is like one of the biggest stories. For her to lose in the first round would just be a big waste. Do you believe in Haller and Badenberg champ curse getting kicked out of Wimbledon round 1? I'm not a wizard. The WTA usually is first. They usually do the ladies draw first. By the way, so the qualies have been named or been done, right? The qualies are done. So these are the qualifiers in the draw. So we've got Andreescu got through, love that. Montgomery, we've got Kruger. They're sort of the big ones, I guess, or the ones that have been playing well. Montgomery won a tournament not that long ago. Kruger is a very dangerous server. And Andreescu, obviously a former champion on the Grand Slam scene. Oh, pardon me. On the men's side, let's take a chat. On the men's side, I don't know. McDonald, maybe? Yeah, the seeds on the men, the qualities on the men's side are a little bit less. Safulin's dangerous. Maybe Safulin. But yeah, on the men's side, it's a little bit less. Seems a little bit less dangerous on the men's side. It's going to start in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Kyrgios is not playing singles now. He didn't get a wild card. Do you have confidence with Draper playing in Wimbledon next week? Yeah, he's playing this week, so he's been playing well. Draper's not going to win if you're going to be realistic. Win Wimbledon? No. Who's picking Draper to win Wimbledon? That's a massive. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's no. I don't think anyone's picking Draper to win Wimbledon. Are they? The first day of the main draw is Monday or Sunday? Monday. Thank God. So can we all agree as fans that Sunday starts stupid? Can we all agree on that? I get why they do it, and it's great for the people that get to go, but also, like, can we Sunday starts are dumb. It drags the tournament out. It just makes things. It just makes the tournament feel like the first round just goes forever, and it's like, oh, hurry up. It's such a drag. Any news on Raducanu? There was an injury scare after her. She's seen a boot skipping training. Yeah, I don't know about Raducanu. She's definitely on the injury list, though, for sure. For sure. By the way, yeah, Wimbledon has a curfew. Probably is Zverev Zverev wasn't going to win RG at the start of the year if we were being realistic. No, I think people would have had Zverev on the list. Have been following the World Cup? Yes. Yes, I have. By the way, Zverev would have been at the start of the year would have been people's, like, if he was going to win one, it was going to be the French. I don't think many people would have picked him, but that's because Alcaraz and Sinner. But I think Zverev wasn't that wild of a pick. Draper winning Wimbledon is a massive, like, risk. Zverev being like a top 4 guy compared to Draper being like unseeded. Like, picking Draper to win Wimbledon is out. It's way out of the box. Right now, like 12 months ago, it would have been a very, very reasonable pick. Today, that's a way outside pick. That's like me picking Berrettini. Like, very unlikely. Sunday is also good, Cam. Like, more players can play the major courts. Nah, Sunday sucks. You can't change my mind. Sunday starts are stupid. I don't like them. Not a fan. Get me back to traditional Monday starts. Putting my earpiece in chat because I can't hear any of my hearing aid. We can all agree to disagree. But Sunday starts are stupid. I like having a day off before the tournament to build up and get excited. Going from a Saturday finals from like the tournaments before and then Sunday start with no break, I think we just missed that little bit of build up. Like, I think there's a bit of like there's going to be a nice anticipation and like a countdown to Wimbledon on Sunday night. We don't get that with the other slams because they start literally the day after the finals before. Like, we had the Strasbourg final and then day one of Roland Garros. We had no time to get excited. It was just like, oh, we just finished this final, and then we slept, and then we woke up and we watched it. It was like, Whereas I like the whole like having a day off before Wimbledon, having that Sunday off, and going, oh, it starts tomorrow, and then like building up that little bit of excitement and going, oh, I can't wait. Just like, you know, I think that gets totally ripped apart when we have Sunday starts. Hopefully, Wimbledon never change. Never change. Will I do a bracket? Yeah. On the second channel. I still want the mid Sunday, the Sunday mid tournament. No. I'm glad they got rid of that. I'm glad they got rid of that. That was a nightmare. Midday Sunday, like mid tournament day off was no, I wasn't a fan of that. I'm glad we were doing the thing what we're doing now. The Sunday, yeah, no, the Sunday whatever that was. No. Scrap that, because then it made like the Monday was just so busy. That tradition, well, I'm picking and choosing what traditions I like because I can do that. I'll tell you what I don't like the US Open doing. I don't like the fact they don't do a ceremony. I'd say, Chad, if the World Cup has taught us anything about American sports, is that they need to adopt European traditions. And that includes draw ceremonies, because American sports, they do a draft and it's awesome. but they can't do a bloody draw ceremony. Like, you can't just pick names out of a hat like everybody else. You have to, like, go, the draw's on Twitter. Like, what are you doing? Also, we need to get rid of that chant that you all do about, like, that's, like, got that song from Sister Act. And that song, we need to get rid of that. That's a terrible chant. Don't ever do that again. So hopefully we learn something. By the way, Craig Tiley being in the box, being in the house, will hopefully be like, we need to do a draw ceremony. Hopefully he brings a little bit of that, that side of tennis to the US Open, because they need that. We need a draw ceremony. We need a draw ceremony for the US Open. We can't have a draw release. A draw release. It's so lazy. Draw release is so lazy. Put together a ceremony and let us all enjoy it. Am I supporting Socceroos? Of course I am. Of course I am. Anyone play like Sampras? I appreciate you. Nah, there's no one who plays like Sampras. Not anymore. The game isn't built for Samprases. Soccer is about to come home. No, they're not. They're into the group of round of 32. I'm sorry, who do you support? Hey, Lemon, who do you support? Tell me your country of support. Go on. This will be good. Draw comes out in 2 minutes, by the way, chat. We're going to lock in. We're going to lock in. France. Ah. I'll allow it. I thought you were going to say something like something crazy. Something so different. All right, fair enough. We don't have to play you, so just back off, all right? Let us have our moment. We have to play like Belgium or something. Yep, women's draw is going to be first. And they're going to start like that. Like in 60 seconds, they're going to start. Like, actually. So get ready. And I've got my hearing aid in so I can hear them. I'm going to listen. And we're going to get excited. Now, the women's draw starts us off. Obviously, we're looking... Again, I'm not familiar whether... I can't remember from last year if they do it the seeds first or the unseeded players first. I think they do the seeds first. Which is fine because I've got them on my list. Now, remember... Top 8 seeds play the 25 to 32 seeds in the third round. So we're going to see who is going to draw, Keys, Vekic, Sabalenka, who's going to play each other. Seeds first, yes. All right. And then we do the unseeded players, and we're going to look for Serena, we're going to look for Penko, we're going to look for Krejcikova, we're going to look for Pliskova, we're going to look for a lot of different players. Penko, obviously the big one if you're a Swiatek fan. Serena, if you're a tennis fan, you're wondering where she is. It is all there. Here we go, chat. Oh, right on the dot. Right on the dot. Did they just hit? Did they? Oh, I thought they hit them. I thought they were doing I thought it hit the... It's going to hit the butterfly. Watch out, everybody. There's a butterfly in the way. Watch out. Don't tell me this is some AI. No, this is Djokovic. It's a good... Is it? Anyways. Here we go. Oh, shit. It's happening. 139 championships. Are you kidding me? Here we go. God, they're so punctual. Chad, I'll tell you. As a man who prides himself on being punctual, God, punctuality is underrated. Rebakin is number 2 said, here we go. Who's going to get Swiatek? Who's going to get Pegula? Both very dangerous. Pegula's up the top with Sabalenka. Raducanu, Swiatek down the bottom. Raducanu, Swiatek down the bottom. Defending champ Swiatek. I'll tell you, Pegula Sabalenka rematch. Let's have it. Semi-final. Why not? All right, now we've got Andreeva, Anisimova, Gauff, and Svitolina. Here we go. Andreeva versus Sabalenka in the quarterfinals. Now, who's going to play Pegula? Here we go. Coco versus Pegula. Okay, that's kind of an interesting top section. It's a very tough top 8. Ooh, Svitolina Swiatek quarterfinal, which means Anisimova will take on Raducanu in the quarterfinals. Ooh, okay. I'll tell you what, they did Svitolina dirty with that picture. What the hell, they take a sunburn picture of it? That's so rude. They couldn't get better lighting. And then Anisimova picture. Well, who took these photos? All right, 9-12. Noskova, Mukova, Bencic, Kostyuk. So Mukova's going to play Andreeva in the 4th round, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Ooh, that's a tough one. 4th round to play Sabalenka. Bencic is going to take on Gauff in the 4th round. Jeez, that top section's tough. By the way, the camera is the best. Everyone looks sunburnt. Ooh, Kostyuk's going to play against Svitolina. And then Noskova's going to take Anisimova. Oh, that's a tough 4th round. That is a tough 4th round. All right. Osaka's the tough one here because we've got Paolini, Osaka, Schneider, Jovic. Osaka's the dangerous one. Osaka plays Sabalenka. Tough. That, I tell you, that the top draw sucks. Sabalenka's draw is so tough. Oh, Jovic is up the top 2 with Pegula, but Jovic is hurt. Jovic, Pegula. Jovic got an ankle problem, though. Oh, Paolini, Swiatek. Okay. Swiatek's draw is kind of good, except for Svitolina. He says now before Penko gets drawn. And then Schneider's going to play Raducanu in the 4th round. Okay. All right. I still think that Sabalenka's draw is killers. All right, here we go. 17-24. We're looking for Felinska. Oh, Fernandez. Fernandez is going to take on Osaka in the 3rd round. Ooh, okay, that's fun. Winner play Sabalenka. Felinska's going to play Mukova in the 3rd round. Okay, that's kind of fun. We haven't seen her on grass, though. These photos are... They overexpose these photos. Alexandrova is going to take on Jovic in the 3rd round. That's tough for Jovic. Kalinskaya is going to take on Bencic in the 3rd round. Winner plays Coco. Okay. Navarro versus Kostyuk 3rd round. Winner plays Svitolina. Towson. Oh, Towson versus Paolini. Winner plays Swiatek. That's a tough... I mean, Paolini probably goes down in that one. And then Swiatek, Towson 4th round. Ooh, Castella. She's going to play Noskova. Oh, 3rd round. Tough. Buzkova versus Schneider. Winner plays Raducanu. Okay! Keys, Eala, Vekic, Raducanu. Where are they? And Mertens even. Where are they? Who's playing Sabalenka? 3rd round. 3rd round. Sabalenka. Raducanu 3rd round. Didn't that happen last year? Rigged. Who's going to play Andreeva? Siniakova, Andreeva. Hey, they had a match in Indian Wells, and Andreeva told the crowd to get stuffed. So that was fun. Maybe we'll get a rematch. Potapova's going to take on Pegula. I tell you, Pegula's draw, not bad. Not terrible. Uh-oh. Oh, Lee versus Gauff. Oh, no. So we've got Svitolina, Swiatek, and Anisimova, Raducanu. Who's going to play Eala? Vekic is going to take on Svitolina. Okay, Swiatek. Eala. Swiatek, Eala, 3rd round. Swiatek, Eala, 3rd. Chad, it was always gonna happen. Eala versus Swiatek, third round. Oh, Keys and Anisimova, third round. And that means Mertens is going to play Raducanu in the third round. Eala Swiatek, third round. All right. Now to the remaining players, as the lady on the screen says, as she takes a sip of water. I'm going to take a sip of whatever I bought from the shop. Where? Oh, jeez, I spilled it. Where's Penko? Where's Serena? Where's Serena? Are they doing every name one by one? Yes, they are. Wimbledon, never change. Never change. Never change. Sabalenka is going to play. Kostovic. I don't know who that is. An 18-year-old. Olinikova is in there. Oh, Kessler, Olinikova, winner plays Sabalenka, second round. Okay. God, they're going down the road. Oh, that's Penko. Penko's with Sabalenka. Swiatek survives for now. Penko's up the top with Sabalenka. Dart versus Penko first round. So Penko's with Sabalenka. Okay, Rujic is up there too. Oh, we'll play Raducanu first round. Okay. That seems awkward. It's an awkward match for Raducanu. Fernandez going to play. Chen and Fernandez going to play first round. Okay. Didn't they play the first round of the Australian Open? All right. So Zhu, the wild card, I think. We'll play Dasher. Oh, Dasher's up the top. Why does Dasher always get that tough draw? That top part of the draw is the toughest at the moment. Penko in there too now. Gasanova. We'll play a Rango. Okay. We're still waiting for Serena. Oh. Giacomo takes on Osaka. I really wish they'd just show the draw and not the people picking the names. Oh, Mukova, who's she playing? Zakharova, okay. We're still waiting for Pliskova, Krejcikova, Serena. Oh, Andreescu. Who's she playing? Wait, what? Oh, okay. I thought it was... I thought it was somebody else. All right, Shui versus Andreescu. Parks. Okay, here we go. By the way, Serena's unranked, so how are they going to announce that? Are they going to be number 3,000? I don't think she's getting these names right. But who am I to say? Oh, no, that's Hrelinska versus guys standing in the way. Oh, is that Zhang versus Siniakova first round? Okay. Sawonka versus Hrelinska. That's a commentator's nightmare. Oh, Bartunkova's there. She's taking on Stearns. That's tough. Krejcikova. Oh, I tell you, that quarter up the top is so hard. If Serena's there. If Serena's up the top there, there's only one spot left. If Serena's there. No, she's not. Oh, Lynette. Oh, I tell you, that Sabalenka quarter is stacked. That is the... Pegula's going to take on Serena, right? No. No, she's going to take on Vidmova, who just made the top 100 last week. Tormo. Okay. Wait, so Serena's, it's not by ranking, right? Every name has every token has, like, every player has a number, right? Not a seed. That's not a ranking. So wait, Serena might be like number 128 because she was the final player in the draw. So her number might be 128, right? Because she's the lowest ranked player, I think. All right, Monero versus Potapova. Alexandrova, who she got? 68. Vardy, okay. We're still waiting on Pliskova and Serena. No. It's not. I'm not saying what line they're on. I'm saying what number they are in the draw, because every player has a number. It's not based on. I know that Raducanu is on line 128. That's different. Put and saver. Ooh, takes on Maria. Okay, that's a tricky first round. We're still waiting on Serena. Jovic versus Christian. That's a tough first round. Christian's one of the highest unranked players, unseeded players. Uh-oh, 1, 2, 3. Not Serena. Not Serena. Not Serena. I'm pretty sure Serena's number 128. I think. Cocciaretto versus Wong. They're not showing the whole draw yet. Serena's still on the board. Parry versus Jones first round. Frech versus Kalinskaya. I'll tell you, if Serena wants to be, probably in the third or fourth quarter. You don't want to be in the top quarter. Top quarter's deadly. You don't even want to be in the Gauff quarter, really. Maybe you do. Actually, you know what? Playing Gauff in the second round of Wimbledon might not be bad for Serena. That might not be bad. That might not actually be bad. 93. Okay. Serena's still on the board. I think Serena's number 128, I think. I think she is. She's either number 128 or she'll be number 1, like in the 100s. Ooh, 75. Coco's got. Ooh, core patch. That's not terrible for Coco. I think Coco's draw is actually manageable for the first couple of rounds. Fourth round's deadly. Svitolina. All right. She'll take on. She butchered the name. Serena's unranked, yeah. So they're calling out. So Jean was number 103. That means I think Serena's in the 120s. I think the wild cards are 120 to 128. 126. That might be Serena. No, it's not. It's someone from Georgia. I don't know how they're doing this. Or Vekic. Kruger versus Vekic? That's a tough first round. All right, so Serena. Okay, so there may be that. But Osa versus Navarro first round, crazy. So Serena's in the 100s. So when you be 100 and something, it might be Serena. I think. Chat, we're all just guessing at this point. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Still haven't got Serena yet. We're still waiting on Serena and Pliskova. But Osa versus Navarro is a crazy first round, though. Blinkova versus Starapjevseva. Woo, 127. Is that Serena? It's Podoroska. We'll play Kostyuk, okay. Oh, Palini. If it's Serena, this is a good. 1-1-4. Montgomery, not Serena. Oh, I was going to say, that's not a bad draw, though. 1-1-8. Is this Serena? It's not. It's not Serena. They didn't really shake up that bag enough. I think she is 128, right? I think she's the lowest ranked player in the whole thing. So she must be 128, because I think it goes based on ranking. Like, the coins are based on ranking, right? Kalinina versus Rakimova, okay. Ooh, 30. Zachary plays Towson first round. That's tough. Zachary's been pretty inspired. Oh, Eala, don't be Serena. 72. Zarazua versus Eala first round, okay. 1-8. That's Serena. Chat, I told her it was Serena. She's in the Swiatek section. And Eala. No, she's playing joints. No, why do the Aussies get screwed? That's actually a really good draw for Serena, but I hate that. God damn it. All right. Joint versus Serena. Good draw for Serena. Then versus Eala in the second round, which is interesting. That is Wimbledon's dream draw. And Pliskova's in there. Swiatek, Pliskova. Oh, Townsend's in there too with Swiatek. Swiatek's draw just went absolutely nuts. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Is that what he says? Calm down. Holy shit. Have you been watching? That draw just went crazy. Swiatek's draw just went from, like, good to horrible. Oh my gosh, Swiatek's draw stinks all of a sudden, but I say that every time, don't I? Joint versus Serena first round, which sucks, but also, like, is good for Serena. Then Eala in the second round for Serena. Ooh, okay. And then Swiatek, potentially. But Swiatek's got to get through Pliskova and whoever else I mentioned. I've already forgotten. I blacked out. Anyways. That section, Swiatek section just went nuts. That section just went absolutely nuts. Oh, Keys. Who's Keys playing? Day versus Keys, okay? Please calm down. Never. The day I calm down is the day you should probably call the doctor because I'm probably sick. Who's playing who? Balick taking on... I didn't see who that was. Man, that section is crazy. Serena versus Joint. Winner plays Eala. And then Swiatek or Pliskova. Oh, that whole section just hurts. So wait, okay, so that means Serena's playing on day 2. So anybody asking when's Serena playing? Serena, Eala, and Swiatek are all playing day 2 because Swiatek's defending champion. Her bottom half of the draw on day 2. Day 1, top half of the draw for the men and women because Sinner's the first match. Noskova. They'll zoom out and we can see the whole draw in a second. Schneider's going to take on Lease, okay. We have got the men's draw coming up next. We'll go through this draw properly as well, don't worry. Eala Serena second round is crazy. And then the winner plays Swiatek is even crazy. But Swiatek Pliskova second round is crazy too. That whole section is crazy. Oh, Bolter. We'll play number 111. We'll play Grant. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So yeah, but Serena's got Joint. And I did say the best person for Serena to play would be somebody who's either injured or not being played really well on grass. And Joint, unfortunately, is both of those things. She hasn't been playing well at all. Joint's tough, but if it was 12 months ago, you'd say that was really tough. But it's look, I'm Australian, I'm realistic. Joint is a good matchup for Serena right now. Like that's a good person for Serena to play first round. And then the winner plays Eala. Eala beats Zarazua, you would think. And then Swiatek or Pliskova. God, it's so crazy. Crazy matchups. Raducanu plays Boiseau. Okay. Okay, Raducanu versus Boiseau first round. All right, can you show the whole thing then, please? Let's see the draw. Holy. Can you show us the whole draw, please? There we go. Love you, Wimbledon. All right, yeah, so Swiatek's got, by the way, Valentova versus Pliskova. Winner plays Townsend or Swiatek. Very tough draw for Swiatek. That first section. Then Serena or Eala is there as well. And then Townsend potentially in a fourth round just to make it to the Svitolina of the quarters. I mean, Swiatek's draw is tough. Sabalenka's draw is really awkward. I don't think it's tougher than Swiatek's. I say that every time. Raducanu's draw is pretty nice. Rouzet's second round's not easy though. That's tough. Third round against Mertens is tricky. And then Buzkova fourth round. But again, manageable if Raducanu is healthy and fit. Andreeva's draw stinks. Gauff's draw is not bad. Slash Pegula's draw is not bad. They should make it to the fourth round, both of them, if they don't trip over. But yeah, Gauff and Pegula should play fourth round matches against maybe Alexandrova and Bencic, and then winners play in the quarters. But yeah, Swiatek's draw is, oh my God, that is brutal, man. That is a brutal draw. Townsend first round is tough. Pliskova's second round is really tough. And then Serena or Eala in the third round. Defend your title. Go on. Go defend your title. They threw Swiatek to the wolves. And that's all just to get to like Svitolina in the quarters, who can beat Swiatek, who has beaten Swiatek here. Townsend's not Townsend drawing the defending champion back to back. Wait, what do you mean? Townsend played. Oh, she played Gauff in Roland Garros, did she? Raducanu, Sabalenka third round, but you'd favor Sabalenka if Raducanu's not 100%. Raducanu's got to get out past Penko first. Penko second round is not. It might be Penko Sabalenka third round. I'll tell you though, the seeds. I would say the seeds in Sabalenka's draw are tougher than the other four seeds or the other couple of seeds. But then Swiatek's first couple of rounds, nightmare. Like Swiatek has to get to the fourth round and then it starts to look like a little bit better. Sabalenka, she can probably get through the first couple of rounds, but then once she gets to the third round, it kicks off. If the players win, right, that I mentioned. Raducanu's draw's not bad, though. I think she's all right. All right, now, we will go through it properly. They're going to do the men's draw now. But, I'll tell you, what a draw. What a draw. What a draw. That Serena, I'll tell you, that draw. I mean, you can't say that it's rigged because they picked out the names. You can't be like, oh, they wanted that to all happen. No, that lady pulled out the names out of her hat. Oh, sorry, the guy did, and handed them to the lady, and that's how it was made. It wasn't like, manufactured. They literally did it in front of our eyes. The tennis gods wanted that. They made that happen. They were like, you want Serena to play against Eala second round and blow up the internet? Sure. And then play Swiatek? Sure. Day 2 is going to be crazy. Now, on the men's side, sorry, day 4 will be crazy. Day 4 is when it really kicks off for the ladies. Swiatek, Pliskova, winner plays Eala, Serena, crazy. Maybe. Anyways, men's side of things, we're only going to really focus on where's Djokovic. Djokovic is the big one. Where is he going to be placed? Because he could play Sinner in a quarterfinal. Obviously, again, no disrespect to Zverev, but Zverev on grass is who you want to play. You don't want to play Sinner. If you get down the bottom half of the draw, you've won already. You've already had a mini victory. You get put up the top half of the draw. Good luck. Hope, pray to the weather gods that it's hot or something. You gotta start hoping and start praying, because if you're in Sinner's half, you might make the semis. But we'll see. Iga got the worst draw possible. Yeah. Her draw was actually manageable until the Eala got drawn. And then when the Eala got drawn, and then Serena, and then Pliskova, and then Townsend, and then it just started getting worse. It got worse and worse. It's crazy. But for us, for fans of tennis, it's really fun. That's a fun little section. That is such a fun. We're just going to focus on that. We are just going to focus on that, and then we'll focus a little bit on Raducanu too. But I'm like stuck in that Swiatek section. That's the section you want to be. Why are you guys expecting Eala Serena to beat Iga? No. We're not expecting her to beat her. We're expecting them. It's a tough match though. All right, men's draw. Here we go. So, where's Ben Shelton? Where's FAA? I think Shelton's got a better chance of making the final than FAA, so he needs to be down the bottom with Zverev. God, they really did Sinner dirty with that photo too. I don't know who took these photos, but they put it like red. They made everyone look burned. I know it's hot in Wimbledon. God, Zverev's tan line. These photos are terrible. Why? Retake the photos. All right. Who's getting Sinner? Semi-final. Uh-oh. FAA's up the top. FAA's up the top. Then Shelton's down the bottom. Win for Shelton already. All right. So Shelton wins that bit. You want to be with Zverev. You want to be down the bottom. Oh, and here we go now, chat. Demon or Fritz, Djokovic, Medvedev. Who's going to play Sinner? Medvedev. Ooh, that's actually tough. Not Djokovic, but it's tough. That's tricky. Who's going to play FAA? Djokovic is up the top too. Djokovic versus FAA in the quarters. Winner plays Sinner or Medvedev. That's spicy. Demonor's going to play. Oh, Demonor's going to play Shelton, and then Fritz is going to play Zverev in the quarters. Chad, I actually like. I like that spread. That's a good spread of matches. I don't mind that. I feel like that is fun. If you're an American, start dancing because your two best chances are away from Sinner. That's great, and they're not playing each other. Okay, next. Oh, Rude is going to play Sinner in the fourth. Sorry, is going to play Medvedev in the fourth round. Winner plays. Okay, so Medvedev beats Rude on grass, right? Well, Rublev is going to play Djokovic in the fourth round. Sorry, that's what Rublev. Well, a 10-year-old picture. What the hell? Kaboli's going to play Demonor fourth round. Demonor's got a nice draw for once. Finally. Or Bublik versus Fritz. Winner plays Zverev in the quarters. Bublik Fritz fourth round's fire. But Bublik hasn't been playing great. All right, Lehechka, Darduri, Menchik, Tien. Who's playing Sinner? Darduri. That's a good draw for Sinner because Darduri's not going to make it that far. Darduri's not going to make it that far. So Sinner. Oh, Menchik. Oh no, Tien. Sorry, Tien. Got excited. Tien versus FAA fourth round. Menchik versus Shelton fourth round. Ooh. And Lehechka versus Zverev fourth round. Ooh, they're kind of. I'm liking these matchups. I'm liking these potential matchups. Sinner versus Darduri is probably the one that I don't think that's going to happen. Even Medvedev versus Rude's not going to happen, right? All right, 23 seed. Oh, Jodar. Jodar versus Medvedev? No. Jodar versus Darderi third round. Sinner's draw. Oh, Tommy Paul versus Rude. Third round. So Tommy Paul versus Medvedev fourth round. Right? Fakina is going to take on Tien in the third round. Winner plays FAA. Okay. Sinner's draw at least before the fourth round's pretty good. Oh, Fonseca's going to play Rublev in the third round. Maybe. He's injured, though. Him and Jodar, what can you expect? Oh, Hashanov versus Kaboli. Winner plays Demonor. Demonor's draw is nice. good draw. Oh, 20. Feast is going to take on Menchik, third round. Love that. Please both be healthy. Play each other. That's awesome. Winner plays Shelton. Oh, Tiafo. Tiafo, Bublik, winner plays Fritz. Ooh, Fritz rematch, round 3. Oh, and Sarundalo plays Lehechka, winner plays Zverev. Ooh, there's some good matches in the third round. I like those matches. Nice matches. All right, here we go. Who's playing Sinner? I guess like Umbert's the hardest player, maybe. I don't know. Norrie? Oh, he's going to play Bouzet. Bouzet versus Sinner third round. Don't know what that's going to be like. Sinner's got, unless the unseeded players are killers, Sinner's draw is not bad. Oh, Nakashima's going to take on Medvedev in the third round. That's a fun match. That's 5 sets, right? That's 5 sets. Oh, Norrie takes on Felix Auger-Aliassime third round. God, that could be an upset, right? Norrie beats FAA in 5, maybe. Rinderknecht takes on Djokovic third round. Why does that feel awkward? Tabilo versus Demonor. Oh, come on, Demonor. Third round. Demonor's got a great draw. Humbert versus Shelton third round. Okay. That's fun. Who's got Fritz? Fritz Echeverry. I'll tell you, if Fritz wants to make a final of Wimbledon, this is his chance. Fritz has got a Wimbledon final on the cards at this stage. And now he takes on Zverev in the third round. Now we're going to find out who the unseeded player is going to be. We've got Wawrinka, we've got Dimitrov, we've got Hurkacz, Berrettini, Draper. Who's going to play who? I'll tell you, Fritz's draw, Tiafoe's the big scary, but if he can get through Foe, then he could make the semis play against Shelton or Demon and get to the final. That I'll tell you, that bottom half of the draw, there are so many interesting names in that draw. Like Feast, Menchik, Demonor, Shelton. I mean, one of them's making the final, right? Maybe. Uh-oh. Sinner. Kecmanovic in the first round. That's fun. I'll go back to the other screen. It was more fun. Borges takes on Boyer, the qualifier. Sinner's draw is really easy. Sinner's draw is really easy. And unless it's hot. All right, Vukic takes on Brooksby. That sounds like 5 sets. Who's going to take on Bouzet? Navo takes on Bouzet first round. That would have been crazy first round of French Open. All right. Where's Berrettini? Where's Hurkacz? Where's Dimitrov? Jodar takes on... Is that Stan? No. It's a British wildcard. That's not Dan Evans. Because he didn't get one. Oh, Chapo! Who forgot Chapo? Me. I forgot Chapo. God, that photo's horrible. Why'd they do that to him? Well, they upped the saturation. Oh, Buster takes on Chapo first round. That 5 sets? Greener Buster's never made it out of the first round. Maybe 3 sets. By the way, where's Shimabukuro? Because he was dangerous as hell 2 weeks ago. All right, so Max Basing, who British qualifier, plays against Matt Mochizuki. Quinn plays Dartery. That's probably an upset. Sinner's draw's easy. Sinner's draw's really easy. Unless it's hot. It won't be hot from Sunday, mid-20s. Sinner's draw's easy. Hurkacz takes on Ruud in the first round. That's on day 1. We're watching that one, baby. Woo! That's a crazy match. Hurkacz Ruud on grass. That's 5 sets. Or 4 sets. Tie breaks. Ruud versus Hurkacz. That's a great first round for us. What a fun match. On day 1. Didn't Ruud just get married or something? What I saw, didn't Ruud just have, he like took the grass preparations off to hang with family or something? All right, so Muller takes on Paul in the first round. Hurkacz Ruud. That's a great first round for us, chat. We got to love that on day one. I really like you, Cam. Is Sinner's draw easy unless it's hot out there? That's pretty much where we're at, yeah. Hurkacz is tough, though. Hurkacz could be tough, though, if it's a fourth round with Hurkacz. Is it fourth or third round? Yeah. Oh, no, because Ruud's down with Medvedev. So Medvedev and Ruud are going to play fourth round. So, I mean, yeah, Hurkacz. Shapo, Jodar, but Jodar's injured. Like, I don't think anyone's going to threaten Sinner on paper. And on grass, though, grass. Still. Oh, Medvedev, here we go. Medvedev, where's Berrettini? Where's Dimitrov? Cilic! I didn't even mention him! Cilic, Medvedev first round. Chat, day one is going to be fire. Because they're going to play all on day one because Sinner's half plays day one. Medvedev, Cilic! Shevchenko, who looks about 12 in that photo, against FAA. These photos are horrible. They did them dirty. They did these photos. Who took these photos, chat? They're mugshots. Prismic takes on Walton. Okay. They're sunburnt mugshots. We still don't know where Berrettini is, or Wawrinka, or Draper, or Dimitrov. All right. Still no. Oh, Norrie. Who's Norrie got? Don't be Draper. Oh, Zhang versus the Quali. Quali versus Norrie. Oh, for Kina. Here we go. Who's 42? Cerundolo. Okay. The Sinner Slayer. Forever known as the Sinner Slayer. God, these names are tough. Glad I don't have to say them. All right, still no Berrettini, still no Dimitrov. Still no Wawrinka or Draper. We lost Hurkacz Ruud's crazy. Fucsovics versus Van Asch. Who's going to play TN? Who's number 100? Stan? No, no idea. Who's Servakina? Oh, Shvachina. Yeah, okay. I know they go. Oh, Rublev. Here we go. Safiul and Rublev first round. Ooh. Awkward. Kovacevic. Kovacevic, right? Van der Zandschlup takes on Kovacevic. We're not going to call that one. De Jong. Oh, Fonseca's coming up. Who's Fonseca going to get? Hichikata versus De Jong. Okay. Who's it? Oh, here we go. Fonseca. Don't be Draper. Oh, it could be Draper. Oh, Batista Agut. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, he's doubled his age too. RBA versus Fonseca is a shit match for Fonseca. That's a tough. He made the semis once and nearly took Djokovic to town, right? I mean, RBA versus Fonseca sucks for Fonseca. That's a tough match. That's a tough match. Cam hating on Sinner is pathetic. You're pathetic. And deaf, if you think I'm hating on Sinner. Sinner's got an easy draw. Oh, don't say that. Shut up. It's true. Oh, I forgot about Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas might play Djokovic in the second round. By the way, Tsitsipas, he has, that was the nicest tan in that photo ever. Why don't they get a good photo for Djokovic, though? Oh, Wu versus Djokovic. All right. Winner plays Tsitsipas? Okay. Buracharger takes on Demon. Demon's got a good draw. Until he doesn't. Hang on. Oh, Manarino Demon second round? Uh-oh. Okay. Mannarino Demon second round. Mannarino's got hair? That's an old photo. When are these photos taken? Mannarino's got hair. Mannarino hasn't had hair for 15 years. What are these photos? Like yearbook photos from high school. What the fuck are we doing? What are these photos? They're from juniors. What are we doing? Take new photos, Wimbledon. We need new mugshots. Myshak takes it to Bilo first round. Myshak should win that one. Myshak's been in good form. Demonor's got a good draw. Except for Myshak, that's tough. That could be tough. Oh, Hanfman. Oh, that's awkward. Play. Perikar versus Hanfman. That's going to be 5 tie breaks and 100 aces each. They're both on my team. Oh, Grigspor. Another serve. Serve versus Duckworth. Ah, bloody. Ouch. Oh, Caboli. Oh, Navone. That's a good first round for Caboli. He needs some matches, man. Oh, Menchik. Who's he got? Don't be Berrettini. Nope, it's some random British wildcard, Toby Samuel. First appearance. 106. Uh-oh. Sweeney. Another Aussie. Oh, Dimitrov versus Sweeney. Oh. Winner plays Menchik. Menchik, Dimitrov, second round. Kind of fun. Wawrinka. Oh, no, they're all in this section, are they? Not any Berrettini. He's playing Berrettini. I called it. Berrettini, Wawrinka, first round. What are you doing? You meant to spread out these names. They're all clumped together. Collignon versus Feast. That sucks for Feast. He's on my list too. Collignon's on my list. Where's Draper? We're going to put Draper in. Let me guess. Draper? Draper? Bergs. Oh, that sucks too. This whole section sucks. That's going to be Draper, right? Shimabukuro is going to play Draper, right? Go on, put him in there. Put Draper in there. Faria, okay. Draper's going to play Shelton in the first round. Watch this. Draper's going to be in this section. Zoom her. He's got like that. This is where all the unseeded dangerous players are all in the same area. Fritz's draw. He might get to the final, Fritz. Here we go. Fritz versus, sorry. Oh, Vatanen versus Shelton. Okay. We still don't know where Draper is. Is Draper, somebody want to call him, make sure he's okay? Oh, Fritz. It's my Draper. What did I just say? Oh, what have I done? Where's my wand? What have I done? What did I just say? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Fritz Draper. Ah. That's a great match for us, I guess. Oh, what a terrible match for them. What have I done? Oh, my God. All right. I think that's about it for all the super danger players. All right. Diallo takes on Bonzi first round. Fritz Draper. What are we doing? What are we doing? Stan versus Berrettini first round. What are we doing? Camp should never cover the draw from now. Hey, look, it's coming home. All right? Focus on the World Cup. Tiafo. Ooh. Atman Tiafo. That's a fun first round. That's a lot of serving. Capriva's got he was pretty good on the grass in Halle. Draper Fritz madness. Fritz's draw is still good though. I still rate Draper. Sorry, rate Fritz's chances of making the final. Just got to get through that terrible first round. That's a crazy first round, really. I mean, that was a top 10 clash 12 months ago, you know? A couple of qualies. God, is Zverev getting a layup? What's going on? Oh, Kokonakis Bublik first round. Please be healthy. Please be healthy. That's a banger if he's healthy. Lehechka plays. Poprin. Oh, one of the Aussies getting screwed. What do we do to you? What do we do to you? Why are the Aussies getting screwed? Demon got a good draw, though. So that's all right. Not mad. Altmaier versus Molchan. Okay. Okay, Zverev's coming up. Zverev's coming up soon. Draper Fritz first round is diabolical. Oh, Mickelson. He's been pulling out tournaments, though. Fernley versus Mickelson. Okay, that's fun. I tell you what, there's a lot of British players in this draw. Surprise! Cerundolo. Munar versus Cerundolo. Okay. She nailed it the third time. Cerundolo. We'll get to the draw after this. Analdi versus Ellis. Oh, Ellis is tough. He could be a serve butt machining on grass. Oh, Mute's there too. Kind of sucks for Zverev a little bit. Giron versus Mute. That sounds like 5 sets. All right, Zverev. Who's he going to play? Zverev. Here we go. Royer. A lot of Frenchmen in that part of the draw. Okay, so British wildcard versus... Okay, Zverev, who's got? Blocks versus Zverev. Blocks is Blocks not playing? Blocks pulled out, didn't he? So, okay, so Zverev's probably going to get a lucky loser. Because Blocks fell over the tarp and hurt his ankle. Is he back? Blocks is not hard. Blocks has Zverev played like, what, 3 times already? I'll tell you though, we have got some matches, chat. We have got some matches. Wow. We have got some matches. First round matches. Hurkacz Ruud, banger. Medvedev Cilic, banger. Fritz Draper, banger. Wawrinka Berrettini, banger. Collignon Feast is a banger. I mean, there are some epic first rounds. Tsitsipas Djokovic, second round potentially. RBA Fonseca's a banger, first round. I mean, there are some crazy good first rounds. Sinner's draw's easy. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, like, point to the tough player. Go on. Who's he? Point to the sun, right? Point to the sky, because none of those players are going to beat Sinner on a cold day. Point to the sky. Yeah, the weather. Like, there's no one in there called weather. They're all got different names. No one beats Sinner in the first couple of rounds. There's no way. Medvedev quarterfinals, maybe. Chapo on a good day in the 4th round. Jodar if he comes to life, but he's been on and off injured. Like, Sinner's making it. Like, it's Sinner's Cam hates Sinner. Oh, boo freaking who? What is your name? What is your name? You've been timed out how many times? Only 6, but that was today. Sinner's got an easy draw. Relax. That's a good thing. Why are you crying? You're going to jinx him so bad? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a wizard now, am I? I'm a wizard, am I? Oh. But one defending champ gets an easy draw and the other gets a hellfire. Well, yeah, Swiatek's draw. Swiatek's draw sucks. Blocks hasn't updated on his condition at all. Yeah, I don't think Blocks is going to play. I think Zverev's going to play a lucky loser. I thought Blocks had pulled out. I thought Blocks was out because that injury that he got at the French didn't look like... It looked serious. Hope Eala gets an easy draw. Well, Eala's draws come out, and I would hate to tell you. I'd hate to tell you. Go. We're going to go through the draw in a second. Cam hates Sinner. Boo-hoo. Can you relax? Or go away? All right. God, man, what a draw. I tell you, Wimbledon draw, that did not disappoint. That was fun. Except for Sinner's draw, which is easy. Chat, 1 in the chat if you think Sinner's draw is easy. 2 in the chat if you think it's really hard. Oh, Sinner's draw is really hard. If you put a 2 in the chat, you're a crybaby. And you're worrying about nothing. If you think Sinner's got a hard draw, you don't know what... Go look at Swiatek's draw. Go look at Iga Swiatek's draw. You come back here and go, oh, actually, maybe not. You go look at Fritz's draw. You go look at anybody else in the top 10. You come here and tell me that he's got the hardest draw. Kecmanovic ain't no walkover, but I'll tell you, Sinner would back his chances against Kecmanovic over someone like a Draper. Thank you, chat. Okay, I'm not losing. One person in the chat's going crazy. One person in the chat's losing their mind. One person. Sinner has an easy draw to the third or fourth round. Exactly. He gets to the fourth round. He takes on Jodar or Shapo, who are probably or even Carreño Busta, but Carreño Busta's never done well at Wimbledon. Shapo is probably the most dangerous player in his section. And then quarterfinals, Hurkacz, Paul, Nakashima, Medvedev. But you'd expect it to be hard at the quarterfinal stage. The first week for Sinner, Kecmanovic should beat that. Should win that. Borges second round, that should be straight sets. Maybe 4. Bouzade, not sure yet what he's got on grass, but Brooksby, I mean, again, they should be 3-4 setters, maybe. Data, he's probably not going to make it that far. You put in Jodar, but he hasn't played. You know, Quinn, Shapo, right? 4th round against Sinner. Yeah, awkward, but, you know, Sinner should win. Again, I don't see anyone in the first. I said this at the French, but we all can agree that the Sinner got beaten just as badly by the weather as his opponent. Anybody who played Sinner that day probably wins, right? No disrespect to Cerundolo, but anybody who plays Sinner that day probably won, right? Unless Sinner gets sick or something, the weather decides to burn the grass, Sinner makes it to the quarterfinals, maybe dropping a set because he hasn't played on grass yet. And then he plays Medvedev or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think Sinner's got if you think Sinner's got a tricky road to the quarters, you should be a little more confident in your guy because he can do that. He's good at tennis, Jannik Sinner. Believe in your man. Draw, no doubles draw. That's going to come out next in the next couple of days. All right, we're going to go through the draw for the ladies first, just like Wimbledon. So let me figure out my schedule. Hang on. I tell you though, that was so. I love doing my draw day is one of my favorite days. Draw day is so much fun. Draw day is so much fun. All right, let's get through this. By the way, don't forget to sub if you haven't already. If you are leaving, don't forget to subscribe on the way out. But if you want us to go through everything properly, make sure you stick around. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on the fun part. All right, everything's okay, cool. All right, so the Wimbledon draw has just come out for the ladies, and there are some crazy matchups in the first and second rounds of the women's draw. But let's go have a look at who's not playing, because we actually have some big names that have pulled out. All right, so here is the withdrawal list for Wimbledon. You can see there, we got Gracheva. She's pulled out. Baptiste, obviously, with that knee injury that she got at the French Open. She's out. Cartel's out. On Boko, also a knee injury. She got on the grass court. She's not going to be playing. Kudermetova's out. Buch's out. And, of course, Vondrousova, who just got handed a ban for 4 years, is also not going to be playing. But let's have a look at the top of the draw because it's still going to be stacked. Okay, top of the draw here. We've got 32 seeds in this one. And, of course, at a slam, nobody gets a bye in the first round. Aryna Sabalenka. She gets to play a qualifier as the number 1 seed in the first round. Kostovic, winner of that match, will take on either Olenikova or Kessler in the second round. Then you got Ostapenko taking on Dart, the wild card. Winner of that match will take on either Rujic or number 30 seed Raducanu in the second round. Then you got the 22nd seed Fernandez taking on Chen. Winner of that will take on either the wildcard Zhu or Kazatkina in the second round. Then you got Gasanova, the wildcard, taking on Arango. Winner of that match will take on either Giacomo or the 14th seed Osaka in the second round. I'll tell you, there are some fun matchups potentially in a second round, maybe even third rounds. And of course, the fourth round, potentially a rematch of what we saw at the French Open between Sabalenka and Osaka. But of course, you've got to watch out for Sabalenka. One of the favorites, if not the favorite. It's hard to know because Raducanu, Swiatek, are in the mix as well. But Sabalenka, got to like her draw a little bit there. You've also got to watch out for Osaka. Having a really, really good week this week on the grass. And her game on grass, I mean, if her serve's working, very, very dangerous. Also got to watch out for Fernandez and Raducanu. We know Raducanu has had some grass court form and did play Sabalenka last year at Wimbledon. So if she's healthy, that could be really interesting. And also Fernandez, we know how good she is on all surfaces. But the unseeded players, obviously you got to watch out for Ostapenko. So dangerous. The most dangerous unseeded player in the draw, potentially, especially on the grass. She's proving that this week. So definitely got to watch out for her. Also, watch out for Ružić. She could be a little bit awkward. We've seen her play Raducanu this year, and that was a little bit tough for Raducanu. And we don't know Raducanu's fitness level, so watch out for that one early on as well. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this one plays out and who actually plays Sabalenka in those second and third rounds. All right, next section of the draw, we've got the number 10 seed, Muchova. She will take on Zakharova in the first round. Winner of that match will take on either the qualifier Andreescu or Zhang in the second round. Then you got Parks taking on the wild card Dudany. Winner of that match will take on either Sawonki, the qualifier, or the wild card 20th seed Felinska, who of course just made the French Open final. Then you got the 32nd seed Siniakova taking on Zheng. Crazy first round. Winner of that match will take on either Stearns or Bartunkova in the second round. Then you got Krejcikova taking on the wild card Klugman. Winner of that match will take on either Lynette or the 5th seed Andreeva in the second round. This draw is crazy. Like this part of the draw looks crazy. Andreeva, we just saw her, losing bad on Berg first round. Obviously, Muchova is still doing well at that tournament. And then everybody in between, it's going to be really awkward, of course. You've got to watch out for Andreeva, just won the French Open. I'm not sure what to expect from her at Wimbledon, but we'll keep an eye on her, of course. Also got to watch out for Muchova. Very good on the grass. She can play on this surface, but she hasn't really proven that over the time, so we'll see how she can do. Obviously, got to watch out for Felinska as well. We don't know what she's going to do on grass. We saw how well she played at Roland Garros, but let's see if she can translate that to the grass. And also, Siniakova, very, very dangerous on all courts as well. The unseeded players, got to watch out for Parks. With that serve, I mean, she could just get through players real easy with that serve on this grass court. So definitely got to watch out for her. Got to watch out for Zheng as well. Fallen down the rankings a bit lately, but very tricky first round matchup there for Siniakova potentially. Also got to watch out for Bartunkova. Has been doing really well on the grass and almost beat Sabalenka last week in Berlin. And also Krejcikova, former champion here. We know how dangerous she is, especially being unseeded. That second round against Andreeva could be a blockbuster matchup. Next part of the draw, we've got the number 4 seed Pegula taking on Vidmanova. Winner of that match will take on either Tormo or Kazantseva in the second round. Then you got your Yastrzemska taking on Ito. Winner of that match will take on either Moniro or the 27 seed Potapova in the second round. Then you got the 18th seed Alexandrova taking on Udvardy. Winner of that match will take on either Tararudi or Tagger in the second round. Then you got Putintseva taking on Maria. Winner of that match will take on either Christian or the number 16 seed Jovic in the second round. Very awkward matchups, especially down the bottom part of that draw there, especially on the grass as well. We've seen a few of these players down the bottom section of this section that have done well on the grass in recent times. Obviously, got to watch out for Pegula. Just made the final of Berlin, lost to Noskova in that final. And we know she's capable of doing well on grass. She won bad on Berg last year. So very, very interested to see how she does. But the draw's actually pretty favorable for her as well. So no first round loss like last year, or bad things are going to be have to be said. Obviously, got to watch out for Jovic and Alexandrova as well. Jovic has been dealing with a bit of a foot injury, but she did have a really good run at Queen's Club. And Alexandrova, she's also just beaten Andreeva on grass, so she's got to be feeling pretty confident. Potapova, not sure what to expect from her, but if she's healthy, we know how dangerous she can be on all courts. But the unseeded players, got to watch out for Maria. Won Queen's Club last year, nearly beat Raducanu at Queen's Club this year as well. Very, very dangerous unseeded player, and potentially for Jovic in the second round. And Christian is one of the most, it's kind of like Ostapenko, one of the highest ranked unseeded players. Very tough first round matchup for Jovic there. Next part of the draw, we've got the number 11 seed Bencic taking on the wild card Stoistavljevic in that first round. Winner of that match will take on either Wong or Cocciaretto in the second round. Then we've got Jones taking on Parry. Winner of that match will take on either Freck or the number 19 seed Kalinskaya in the second round. Then you got the 28 seed Lee taking on Sonmez. Winner of that match will take on either Liu or Van Winkle in the second round. Then you got Sierra taking on Bondare. Winner of that match will take on either Korpatch or the number 7 seed Gauff in the second round. And I'm not sure what to make of this for Gauff's draw, because obviously Bencic is tough. But I don't know. Coco's draw is not terrible, but she didn't have a great run in Berlin. She lost first match. So I don't know. She lost first round here last year, but maybe it's a good first round. I don't know. Don't know what to expect, but we've got to watch out for Gauff. It feels like she could make the fourth round, Coco. Like there's definitely a road to the fourth round for her with minimal trouble. But then again, maybe everyone's tough because she hasn't got the grass court form, hasn't won a match on grass for a couple of years. Also got to watch out for Bencic. very capable of winning on grass, and maybe she might be the favorite for you guys, in that section. Also got to watch out for Kalinskaya. We know how she can catch fire when she's playing well. But I'll be looking out for Sonmez as one of the unseeded players because she has been doing okay on the grass and all surfaces. And with Lee, I'm not sure what to expect from Lee as a seed, so maybe Sonmez could get that win and go on a bit of a run here. All right, bottom half of the draw now. We've got the number 8 seed, Svitolina. She will take on fellow Ukrainian Shneur in the first round. Winner of that match will take on either Urjevic or Jean in the second round. Then you've got Tomanovic taking on Bogvadze. Winner of that match will take on either Kruger or the number 31 seed Vekic in the second round. Then you've got the 23rd seed Navarro taking on Badosa first round. Crazy first round. Winner of that match will take on either Selek Mikteva or Kraus in the second round. Then you got Starab Dubseva taking on Blinkova. Winner of that match will take on either Podoroska or the number 12 seed Kostyuk in the second round. I don't know what to make of this draw. I mean, this is kind of tricky. The seeds are all very dangerous in this section, but there's also some dangerous unseeded players as well in this part of the draw. So obviously you got to watch out for Svitolina. Can do really well on grass. We know that. She's made a semi-final here before, and she's beaten Swiatek here before, and we know that Swiatek's a champion here now. So definitely got to watch out for Svitolina. Got to watch out for Kostyuk as well. Hasn't really had much grass court preparations. Not that many have, but yeah, she hasn't done much since. I don't think she's played at all since Roland Garros. So yeah, definitely got to watch out for her though. See if she can translate that onto Wimbledon courts. Also, Vekic and Navarro, very very dangerous players, and have been very very good on the grass. With Vekic winning Queen's Cup and Navarro making a final. So very very interesting there. But obviously the unseeded players got to watch out for Tomanovic. If she's healthy, she's dangerous against anybody on this surface. And Badosa, we just saw Badosa take out Coco in Berlin, so very tough first round for Navarro there. Next part of the draw, we've got number 13 seed Palini taking on Montgomery. Winner of that match will take on either Shaimanovic or Golubic in the second round. Then you got Kalinina taking on Rakimova. Winner of that match will take on either Sakari or the 24th seed Towson in the second round. Then you got the 29th seed Eala taking on Zarazua. Winner of that match will take on either Serena or Joint in the second round. Then you got Valentova taking on Pliskova. Winner of that match will take on either Townsend or the number 3 seed Swiatek in the second round. I mean, that bottom part of the draw might be the craziest part of the entire draw. That bottom part between Eala and Swiatek is just murderers. It's just killers in that whole section. Obviously, got to watch out for Swiatek, defending champion. Very tough draw. Obviously, got to watch out for Palini as well, who hasn't been playing very well, unfortunately, in recent times, in the last 6 months. But did make a final here, so we've got to keep an eye on her. Also got to watch out for Towson, very capable on all surfaces. And got to watch out for Eala, who's been playing really well on the grass, but it's the unseeded players. Sakari can be very dangerous on all courts. Got to watch out for her. Serena. It's Serena. You've got to watch out for her. Pliskova, former finalist here. Got to watch out for her as well. And I'd also be watching out for Townsend as well. Very, very tough first round for Swiatek. I mean, that is a nightmare situation for anybody in that section. There's no one in that section's happy about being in that section, especially Swiatek, because that is just, man, that is a tough way to defend the title. Next part of the draw, we've got number 6 seed Anisimova taking on Georgievska. Winner of that match will take on either Marchenko or Kennan in the second round. Then you got Pegula taking on Swan. Winner of that match will take on either Day or the 26th seed Keys in the second round. Then you got the 17th seed Castella taking on Balic. Winner of that match will take on either Birrell or Korneva in the second round. Then you got Osorio taking on Waltert. Winner of that match will take on either Seidel or the 9th seed Nozgova in the second round. And this one feels a little bit less intense than the last section of the draw. So a little bit more. There's still some tough matchups potentially for some of these players, but this one feels a little less intense. Obviously, got to watch for Anisimova. Finals of last year, a lot of pressure on her shoulders to try and replicate that to keep her ranking in that top, sort of middle of the top 10. So yeah, a lot of points to defend there. Let's see how she can deal with that. Also got to watch for Nozgova. She just won Berlin, had a really, really good run, obviously beating Pegula in that final as well. Very, very good confidence-boosting result for her. And she's probably one of the dark horses for Wimbledon, along with Keys, who's also in this section. Keys, this is probably the best section for her. With Anisimova, we're not really sure what to expect from her. Maybe she can take Anisimova's spot and go for a bit of a run. Also got to watch out for Castella as well, playing her final Wimbledon. So yeah, the seeds sort of have, there's a couple of unseeded players like maybe Marchenko, who's having a good week this week. Obviously, Kennan we know. Bailik's dangerous at times. But yeah, it feels like one of the seeds should get out of here and out of this section. And the bottom section of the draw, we've got the number 15 seed Schneider. She's going to take on Lisa in the first round. Winner of that match will take on either Kudermetova or Samsonova in the second round. Then you got Bolter taking on Grant. Winner of that match will take on either Gibson or Buzkova, the 21 seed, in the second round. Then you got the 25th seed Mertens taking on Sigamund. Winner of that match will take on either Haddad Maia or Timofeva in the second round. Then you got Rouzet taking on McNally. Winner of that match will take on either Boiseau or the number 2 seed Rybakina in the second round. I'd say not easy for Rybakina, considering that we don't know what to expect from her, and she's had some of her worst losses of the year in recent times, right? She had a tough loss against Eala, and then she had a tough loss against Bolter on grass, and didn't do great at Roland Garros. So, yeah, confidence isn't at a high at the moment for Rybakina, but obviously you got to watch over her. She's probably still one of the favorites despite her form of recent times. And against Boiseau, you would expect her to get through, but then it gets a little bit tricky. Also got to watch over Schneider. We haven't seen much of her since having that great run at Roland Garros, so we'll see if she can convert that onto the grass. But also you got to watch over Buzkova and Mertens. Buzkova especially, because Buzkova just won a title on grass. Very, very dangerous on this surface and could really take some names. But some of the unseeded players, I'll be watching out for Samsonova. Very dangerous with her game on this surface. Obviously got to watch over Bolter. Had a great week at Queen's Club a few weeks ago. And also Rouzet, who's having a really good week this week at Baden-Berg. So, yeah, not an easy draw for Rybakina in that really that bottom section. So there it is. That is the draw for the ladies, and it doesn't really feel like anyone's got an easy draw. I mean, Coco, I like her draw. I like Pegula's draw. Out of the top 4 seeds, probably Pegula's got the best draw, but of course she hasn't won a slam. So, the pressures of trying to do that with a nicer draw, we'll see if she can handle that. Obviously, Swiatek's draw is crazy. Defending champion as well, so that's a lot to do. Sabalenka Rybakina, I mean, it's based maybe lost confidence based on form, but there are some tricky matches there early for both of them. Third rounds, fourth rounds potentially. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments below who's going to win Wimbledon. Wimbledon for the ladies has usually been pretty random. I think over the last something like 10 Wimbledons, we've had different champions each time. Players like Krejcikova coming out of nowhere to win. Vondrousova obviously doing well out of nowhere. Even Rybakina, when she won Wimbledon in 22, she wasn't the one that everyone was picking, right? Halep was there. There was other players that were there. So yeah, this could be another one of those Wimbledons where somebody unexpected goes on and wins a title. But there it is. That's a Wimbledon draw for the ladies. Starts on Monday. All right, tough, tricky draw. I don't know who I'm going to predict. Pardon me. I have no idea who I'm going to pick for Wimbledon based on that draw. I have no idea. We'll go through the men's draw in a second. PR means protected ranking. Who's your pick to win, chat? Let me know. Who are you picking to win Wimbledon? Who are you picking? Who are you picking? Am I surprised that Coco has an easy draw? I mean, kind of. I mean, it's not easy. Coco on grass is not... I don't have confidence in her on grass. Osaka to win, Sabalenka. Thanks, Dutchy. Roland Garros 2.0. Rybakina and Noskova. Noskova's a good pick. I don't mind Noskova as a pick. Serena. Oh, that'd be... How epic. If Serena won, that'd be crazy. I feel like it's very open on the women's side. Can't decide. Either Sabalenka or Swiatek. I mean, I picked Sabalenka at the start of the year. So, I'll probably stick with that. I think Sabalenka's draw is okay, especially if Raducanu's not 100% and she doesn't have to play her. Penko's tough third round, but I don't mind Sabalenka taking on Penko in a third round of this. I think that'd be very... I think Sabalenka's not intimidated against Penko like others are, Jovic and Anisimova. A lot of players coming in injured, though. That's what is a worry as well. Serena in the draw. Everyone pales in comparison. Svitolina benched Kostruk. Okay. Bolter. All season Coco Cakewalk Festival continues in W2. How is this not distasteful? Why do you hate Coco? Is my question. Because I feel like it's more of a you don't like Coco Gauff than it is like Coco gets easy draws. I feel like you want her to have like Serena first round and like what's your deal with Coco? Why don't you like Coco? What's your problem? That seems like a you don't like Coco problem more than a she gets easy draws. Yeah, I think Pegula, like I like Pegula to win Wimbledon. I would love her to win Wimbledon. Pegula and Fritz. That'd be a great combo for Wimbledon. And I told you yesterday why I think that's epic. Why did Serena decide to come back after retiring a few years back? She said she was bored and she wanted to come back. Where can we find the bracket? Oh, great question. By the way, we are going to go through the men's draw. We will go through the men's draw in a little second. Here you go. Let me try and get the... Let me try and... Where are we? Find the group for you. It might be not working because it might be overloaded. Sometimes it gets. Is it not working for anybody? Tell me if it's working. Maybe my computer's just not working. It's saying that it's not going. I can't reach the page. But don't worry. I'll tell you when I do a draw. When I do my bracket on the second channel, you can check it out. They don't work. Okay, yeah, it must be just like the site might be broken for now because usually during a slam it gets crazy. But don't worry, I'll send you the links. Serena's got to play joint in the first round, which I hate as an Aussie. Hey, Perk, thank you for the 22 months. All right, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this men's draw now because not as hectic as the ladies' draw, but it is still pretty hectic. All right, so the Wimbledon draw for the men has just come out, and we actually have some crazy first-round matches. Some of the seeds, we're obviously really just seeing where Sinner is and where he's going to be placed, but we have some big names that have pulled out of Wimbledon too, so let's go have a look at the withdrawal list. Okay, so a pretty long withdrawal list, unfortunately, on the men's side. Starting with Alcaraz, he pulled out of Wimbledon like a couple of months ago, it feels like now. He's not going to be there. Kazo's not playing. Vachero's not playing. Musetti also pulled out. Korda's pulled out. Mahatcha's pulled out. Rune, unfortunately, couldn't come back due to the Achilles problem that he's been dealing with, so he's not back yet. Opelka's out, and Spazziri's also out. So, yeah, a lot of players there. A lot of players on the men's side, unfortunately, not going to be playing, but we do have some big names still playing. Let's go have a look at the top of the draw. All right, top of the draw, we got 32 seeds in this one, and no one gets a bye in the first round at a slam, starting with Sinner. He gets to play Kecmanovic in the first round. That's not an easy first round, but should be manageable as the defending champion. He'll play. The winner of that will take on either Borges or Boyer in the second round. Then you got Vukic taking on Brooksby. Winner of that match will take on either Nava or the number 31 seed Bouzet in the second round. Then you got the 23rd seed Jodar taking on Gill. Winner of that match will take on either Shapovalov or Carreño Busta in the second round. Then you got Mochizuki taking on Bassing. Winner of that match will take on either Quinn or the 14th seed Darderi in the second round. I like Sinner's draw. I think, yeah, okay, there's a couple of tricky matches, potentially. But as the defending champion, and, done well at Wimbledon consistently in the past, he hasn't really had a bad result at Wimbledon for a while, should be able to get through. Not too many players there that really scare me if you go on for Sinner. But, yeah, got to watch out for Sinner, obviously. We'll see how he plays Wimbledon without a preparation. He has won the Australian Open before without playing any tournaments before it. So, yeah, we'll see whether or not no preparation for Sinner is going to be better for him. Obviously, you got to watch out for Darderi as well. But, on the grass, I'm not sure how he's going to go. Also, Jodar, we haven't seen him on grass yet. He's been injured since playing at the French Open. So, hopefully he's okay to play. Also, Bouzet, he was more of a clay guy, but, did play okay last week in Mallorca. But some of the unseeded players, I mean, you got to watch over Kecmanovic. You know, we know that he can be dangerous. So that first round for Sinner is not an easy first round, but maybe just the first round that he needs on the grass. Also got to watch over Borges. Could be an interesting second round against Sinner there. But Shapovalov, to me, is the one that I think would be the scariest unseeded player in this draw, based on his previous results at Wimbledon. Obviously made a semis here before. Very, very dangerous player, Shapo, if he's playing well. Next part of the draw, we've got the number 14 seed Ruud taking on Hurkacz in the first round. One of the best first rounds in the tournament. Winner of that match will take on either Medvedovic or Ovner in the second round. Then you got Kwon versus Landaluce. Winner of that match will take on either Muller or the 21 seed Paul in the second round. Then you got the 28 seed Nakashima taking on Pennington Jones. Winner of that match will take on either Struff or Baez in the second round. Then you got Ugo Carabelli taking on Morita. Winner of that match will take on either Cilic or the number 8 seed Medvedev in the second round. And that's another crazy first round matchup, Medvedev-Cilic. So the top of that draw and the bottom of that draw, two awesome first rounds, crazy first rounds. Of course, you've got to watch over Medvedev. Has done well at Wimbledon in the past, made a few semis here. Could be a really fun matchup against Sinner in the quarters as well. We know he pushed Sinner, in Rome a couple of months ago on the clay. So yeah, definitely got to watch over Medvedev. Watch out for Ruud. I'd be very surprised if he beat Hurkacz in the first round. Hurkacz that's Hurkacz's match to lose. Ruud hasn't practiced on grass. He doesn't really care too much about this part of the year. So look, we'll see what he does. Also got to watch out for Paul and Nakashima because they have been playing well on grass. And I expect Tommy Paul to be the one to get out of that section and take Ruud's spot to play Medvedev potentially in a fourth round. But Medvedev-Nakashima third round's kind of fun too. Some of the unseeded players, obviously got to watch over Hurkacz. He should be the favorite against Ruud in that first round and should beat Ruud in that first round if he's healthy. Also got to watch out for Cilic as well down the bottom there with Medvedev. That's a very tough first round for Medvedev. We know Cilic has done well here. He's made the final here before. So yeah, very interesting to see how the unseeded players do against those top seeds. All right, next part of the draw, we got number 3 seed Auger-Aliassime taking on Shevchenko in the first round. Winner of that will take on either Walton or Prismic in the second round. Then you got Vallejo taking on Mier. Winner of that match will take on either Jing or Norrie, the 26th seed in the second round. Then you got the 22nd seed Davidovich Fokina taking on Juan Manuel Cerundolo, the Sinner Slayer of the French Open in that first round. Winner of that match will take on either Taranti or Marijan in the second round. Then you got Van Ache taking on Fucsovics. Winner of that match will take on either Shrikina or the number 16 seed Tien in the second round. So this feels like a bit of an open part of the draw. I mean, there's not too many really dangerous unseeded players. And not until we get a little bit further down the draw, we'll find that out in a second. And the seeds, I mean, FAA has been okay, but Tien, I don't know. It's kind of feels like a bit of an open draw, but obviously got to watch out for Felix. I don't know what to expect from him. Number 3 seed, obviously with Alcaraz out. So let's see how he deals with that. Did well at the French, made the quarters there. So yeah, we'll see what he does. Obviously got to watch out for Tien as well. Not sure what to expect from him, but I'm sure his game probably converts to the grass pretty well. The 2 seeds in the middle are the interesting ones. Davidovich Fokina, very dangerous on this surface, and also Norrie. We know he's got proven form here in the past, right? The semis. So yeah, I would be more interested in those guys in the middle. The unseeded players, I mean, I'm not sure who to watch out for in this section. None of those names have done well on the grass that I can tell. But yeah, so I don't know. This feels like it's a little bit of an open section, and maybe one of the unseeded players could get out of this. Next part of the draw, we've got the number 12 seed Rublev taking on Safiullin in the first round. Winner of that match will take on either Kovacevic or Van Zandsloop in the second round. Then you got De Jong taking on Hichikata. Winner of that match takes on either Batista Agut or the number 24 seed Fonseca in the second round. That is a crazy first round. Fonseca RBA. Very tough for Joao. Then you've got the number 25 seed Rinderknecht taking on Tarvit. Winner of that match will take on either Tranjan Letty or Dam in the second round. Then you've got Gaston taking on Tsitsipas. Winner of that match will take on either Wu or the number 7 seed. The winner of that will take on either Wu or the number 7 seed Djokovic in the second round. I like Norway's draw. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, there's definitely some tough players, obviously. But had he have been put where FAA was, I'd probably like it more. But I don't know. I mean, he should be able to manage. I mean, there's some tricky matches, but I'd rate his chances. He could make the semis. I mean, his draw his draw is, like I said, with that draw before with FAA that's kind of open. I mean, Djokovic could beat the winner of that random part of the draw maybe. But obviously you got to watch out for Djokovic. Made the semis here last year, lost to Sinner, but came in with a really bad knee, or was it the knee? I can't remember exactly. But came in with some injuries last year and didn't really put his best performance in, but still made the semis either way. So got to watch out for him, obviously. Got to watch out for Rublev. We know he's capable of playing well on grass as well. Great fourth round against Djokovic. Would be really fun if they both get there. Also got to watch out for Fonseca and Rinderknecht. Fonseca's coming in with some injuries, though, and I really think that first round against Bautista Agut is tough. Rinderknecht is dangerous. He's serving well. Maybe he plays Djokovic third round. Could be really, really fun. Some of the unseeded players, got to watch out for Van der Zandschulp. He's got a very big serve, big game. Could be really dangerous, especially for Rublev in the second round. RBA, got to watch out for him as well. Made a semi-final here back in the day. So, yeah, got to watch out for him. And also Tsitsipas. Keep an eye on him. I don't know, I don't expect him to beat Djokovic or anything in the second round, but if he gets to play Djokovic second round, that'd be really fun to watch and to see how Steph does, even though grass isn't really his thing. Bottom half of the draw now, we've got the number 5 seed Demonor taking on Buracharger. Winner of that match takes on either Manarino or Dragoo in the second round. Then you got Bellucci taking on Schweider. Winner of that match will take on either Myshak or the number 30 seed Tabilo in the second round. Then you got the 19th seed Hashanov taking on Harris. Winner of that match takes on either Hanfman or Pechi Pirikar in the second round. Then you've got Greek Sport taking on Duckworth. Winner of that match takes on either Navone or the number 10 seed Kaboli in the second round. As a Demonor fan, I don't mind this draw. And I don't think I've said that for at least 2 years at a slam. He's always getting Sinner or Djokovic in the quarters or just a nightmare scenario. But he's playing well, Demon, and I like this draw for him. Maybe Manarino second round's tough, but you got to watch out for Demon. He's good on grass, and he had, unfortunately, I think last year he ran into Djokovic in the fourth round. Maybe it was a fourth round or quarterfinals. Either way, he ran into Djokovic there. Got injured a couple of years ago on the grass, which stopped him from having a bit of a run then. But yeah, I like this draw for him. Also, got to watch out for Kaboli. Very dangerous form right now, but he didn't play great last week. He did lose to Tiafoe in Halle, but and Tiafoe won the whole thing, so maybe it was a bad draw for him. But yeah, got to watch out for Kaboli. Also, watch out for Hashanov on the grass. I'm not sure if he's going to go and do it, make the fourth round and beat Kaboli. But yeah, always dangerous, Hashanov. Definitely got to watch out for him. But the unseeded players are where it's at. Manarino, got to watch out for him. He has played well on grass before. And for Demon, I'm nervous about that second round matchup. Myshak, got to watch out for him. He had a great week a couple of weeks ago, beating Demonor in a final, so on the grass. So definitely got to watch out for him. Also got to watch out for Pirikar. We know with that big serve, he can, he could definitely serve his way into the fourth round, which he did, not too long ago. And also Greek Sport, very big server as well, and could be a dangerous matchup for Kaboli potentially in that second round. All right, next part of the draw, we've got Menchik, the 15th seed. He's taking on the wildcard Samuel in the first round. Winner of that match takes on either the qualifier Sweeney or Dimitrov in the second round. Then you got the wildcard Wawrinka taking on Berrettini. Crazy first round. Winner of that match takes on either Collignon or the 20th seed Feast in the second round. That whole section is just crazy. Then you've got Humbert, the 27th seed, taking on Bergs. Winner of that match takes on either Shimabukuro or Faria in the second round. Then you've got Jumher taking on Ferry. Winner of that match takes on either Vatanen or the 4th seed Shelton in the second round. I'll tell you, this section of the draw is the crazy unseeded section because you could name almost every player in this section of the draw and make an argument for them to get out of this section of the draw because there are some killers. But, of course, Shelton, number 4 seed, got to watch out for him. Definitely the most dangerous player in form as well, right? He just won a title a couple weeks ago and also had a pretty good run over in Halle. So, yeah, Shelton, definitely the player in form in this section. Also, watch out for Menchik. We know how dangerous he can be, but I don't know how much to expect of him on grass with such short preparation. Obviously made the semis of French, though, so maybe, doubt him at your peril. Also got to watch out for the Frenchman in the middle there. Feast hasn't played much, but, we know how dangerous he can be. Humbert, the 27th seed, definitely very, very dangerous. We saw how good he was, or how good he is being this week on the grass and in general on grass. So, yeah, definitely got to watch out for him. But the unseeded players, just write them all down. Got to watch out for Dimitrov. Got to watch out for Wawrinka. Got to watch out for Berrettini. Got to watch out for Collignon. Got to watch out for Bergs. And you got to watch out for Shimabukuro. They've either done something on grass this year or in the past, right? Berrettini, Dimitrov, both have done well on grass in the past. Wawrinka is, playing his last Wimbledon. Not his best tournament, Wimbledon, but, still very dangerous. Collignon, Bergs, and also Shuma Bakuro all had really good times this year on grass and very, very dangerous for all those players involved. So, yeah, very tricky to pick who gets out of this. It's definitely Shelton's to lose, but, man, we're going to have some crazy matchups potentially there. Next part of the draw, we've got number 6 seed Fritz taking on Draper in the first round. What is that first round? That's crazy. Winner of that match, we're taking on either Kipson or McDonald in the second round. Then you got Bonzi taking on Diallo. Winner of that match takes on either Sonigo or the 29th seed Echeverry in the second round. Then you got the 17th seed Tiafoe taking on Atman. Winner of that match takes on either Kapriva or Choinsky in the second round. Then you got Jacqui taking on Galbus. Winner of that match takes on either Kokkinakis or the 10th seed Bublik in the second round. Man, that Draper-Fritz match. Why the first round that's just brutal for both guys because, obviously Draper's going to have the pressure of the whole country, or the whole of Great Britain, the whole of England on his shoulders, and Fritz, I mean, he's in form. He's probably one of the outside favorites outside of, Sinner and maybe Djokovic. He's probably top 5 favorites to win this tournament. So, yeah, very tough first round. But, of course, you got to watch out for Fritz. If he can get through that first round, his draw's actually not terrible. Tiafoe or Bublik in the fourth round's tough. But if he can get through Draper, he should make it to the fourth round at least. But, yeah, very tricky first round. He did play Pirikov first round last year, which was a nightmare 5-setter. But he got out of that and he made it to the semi. So maybe it's not too bad for him. Obviously, got to watch out for Bublik. We know how good he is on grass, but he hasn't shown that this year, which is a bit of a shame. But you got to watch out for Tiafoe. Tiafoe is definitely the man in probably the best form in this section, and that includes Fritz. Fritz has made 2 finals, but Tiafoe's won a title. So, yeah, Big Foe is definitely going to like his chances getting out of here, especially because he beat Fritz in one of those finals last week in Halle. So, yeah, that could be a really fun rematch if they play in the fourth round there. But some of the unseeded players, obviously Draper is the big one that you've got to watch out for. He's going to have the weight of the country on his shoulders, but maybe playing against Fritz with nothing to lose, right? He's not going to be expected to win that one. Maybe he can cause the upset in that first match, or go on to do something. But yeah, he's definitely the one of this section that I'd be watching out for. That's the unseeded players. All right, in the bottom part of this draw, we've got the number 13 seed Lehechka. He take on Popper in the first round. Winner of that match takes on either Molchan or Altmaier in the second round. Then you got Mickelson taking on Fernley. Winner of that match takes on either Munar or the 18th seed Cerundolo in the second round. Then you got the 32nd seed Analdi taking on Alice. Winner of that match takes on either Mute or Giron in the second round. Then you got Royer taking on Vendelken. Winner of that match takes on either Blocks or the number 2 seed Zverev in the second round. And this is actually pretty nice for Zverev. I think this is a nice draw. I mean, there's not too many. I mean, Blocks in the first round, they played a couple of times on clay, but Blocks hasn't played since injuring himself at Roland Garros. So Zverev's got to like his chances in that one. And then, maybe the fourth round is there when then he starts playing the guys that have been, super dangerous on grass. But obviously got to watch out for Zverev. French Open champion, first time playing a Grand Slam as a Grand Slam champion. So we'll see how he does. He did pretty well in Halle last week when he eventually lost to Fritz, but that always happens. Also got to watch out for Lehechka. We know how capable he is on grass. And also Cerundolo, who just won at Queen's Club. So those two guys making a third round winner plays Zverev could be really fun. I'm not sure what to expect from Analdi. Just made the semifinals of the French, though. So he's got to have some sort of confidence coming into this. But some of the unseeded players, I'll be watching out for Popperin. Grass hasn't been his greatest event. But he has pushed Djokovic here before. So maybe he can take some confidence out of that. Altmaier, very, very dangerous, potentially in the second round for Lehechka. He has put on a show on the grass in the last couple of weeks. And also be watching out for Mute, who obviously got fined a lot of money in Queen's Club. So he'll be wanting to win some matches so he can pay for that fine that he ended up getting after making saying some bad language words. All right, so there it is. That's the men's draw. I don't know. I mean, it definitely feels like Sinner's to lose, right? If Sinner does lose, we're going to have a French Open situation where, you're going to pick about 7 different players that could win this, if it's not Sinner. Obviously, Fritz, Tiafoe, Shelton, the 3 Americans are probably the big dogs outside of Djokovic, Zverev and Sinner. But we'll see what happens. We'll see, how Felix does, FAA, or how Zverev does on the grass courts. But let me know in the comments below if you're watching this video later. Who is going to win Wimbledon on the men's side? Is it Sinner, or are you going to pick somebody different? Because, the French Open, everybody went for Sinner, and obviously Sinner lost, and then nobody knew what was going on. So are we going to go someone else? Maybe, maybe you don't trust Sinner at this point in this slam. But there it is. That's the draw for Wimbledon. It's us on Monday. All right. And that is the draw. Now, questions. We are going to be, I don't know what we're going to do today, to be honest. I don't have plans. I had to make a bunch of videos. That's what I'm going to do. Shelton versus Demon quarterfinal, sick, yeah. By the way, if you are joining us and you want me to go through any player in particular, let me know. Serena's big serve versus Eala's exceptional returning should be exciting. Yeah, I mean, that whole section of the draw is just like, we're just going to focus on that for a couple of weeks. Never go for anybody. Anything can happen. Yep. Fonseca's draw, not good. Tough draw. Do you think Dimitrov can make a run? He's in a tough draw as well. Probably not. I mean, he could win a couple matches maybe, but Penko playing Osaka and Osaka playing this morning. Oh, they're playing. Yeah, they're playing in different tournaments. Will you create a sheet of predicting every winner in the match? Yeah, I'm going to do a bracket on the second channel. On the second channel, go check it out. I'll make that probably over the weekend, where I'll pick every single match, and then eventually the winner. That'll be on the second channel. Raducanu versus Sabalenka rematch. Yep, maybe. Yep, Valinska's in the draw. She is in the draw. Penko Sabalenka round 3. Want to see it? I gotta be honest. I don't think Raducanu's gonna play. I don't think she's gonna play. By the sounds of it, it sounds like she might not be ready, and she might be injured, so she might not even make it to the first round. Cilic Medvedev first round's brutal. There are so many good first rounds for us though to watch. We are not short of matches to watch. We've got some really, really fun first, second, third round, well, first and second round matches for sure. Djokovic Fonseca again. I don't think Fonseca's making it. That's coming from a Fonseca fan. As a Fonseca fan, I am scared for him. I don't think he's going to make it. Raducanu's already talking about her plans after she retires. I haven't heard that at all. Raducanu is walking around with a moon boot. Well, that's a concern, right? Draper is excellent on grass, yeah, but I tell you what, if anyone's pumping up Draper, you should just relax because he's playing Fritz, and Fritz is one of the best grass court players in the world right now, and he's healthy and in form. So, like, yeah, Draper's great, but like he got one of the worst first rounds. So if you start hearing your team, especially this is going out to the people in the UK, if they start saying on the TV that Draper's going to win Wimbledon, they haven't looked at the draw or they're telling you lies because Draper's first round sucks. If he beats Fritz, it doesn't get much better, but it does. He probably makes the fourth round, maybe, if he beats Fritz. Because if Fritz beats Draper, Fritz makes the fourth round. So he could replace Fritz in that draw, but I mean, I don't know if they've played. Have they even played? And it's like Draper's second tournament back after a long time. They played 5 times. Okay. 3-2 in favor of Draper. They haven't played on grass. They played on clay. Oh, no, sorry. They played on grass in Queen's Club 4 years ago. So, I mean, Draper won that, if that makes any difference. They played on clay. Fritz has only won their clay meetings. He's lost the other ones. So it's possible Draper could beat him. But yeah, it's a tough, like Draper winning Wimbledon is out. That's like, come on, we can't be. It's like picking Serena. Like it would be great and lovely, but it's a long shot. Draper winning Wimbledon this year is a long shot. Next year, different story. This year, he's played 1 tournament. He's playing well this week. By the way, good that he's playing well this week, but also remember, playing well this week is he going to be okay for next week? Because he's played so much already and he hasn't played at all. So, like, is there going to be, like, if he goes and wins Eastbourne, then he's got to play Fritz. So it's like, is playing well this week going to be, is he going to pull up sore next week? Is what I'm getting at. Like, that's also something to consider, right? Jodar's not fully fit. I'm not sure what to expect from him. Fonseca, Jodar have both been pulling out of tournaments. Not good. Yeah, on the men's side, it's really, yeah. Pick the players that are playing well. Maybe. Like, Tiafo is probably one of the best picks you can have. Shelton, right? Sinner, obviously. My pick, Shelton. By the way, to the guy in the chat that constantly bashes Coco, I asked you earlier, but did you answer me? Did you even answer? What do you have against Coco? I don't like Coco's cakewalks. Yeah, but why her? Other players get easy draws too, but you just keep bashing Coco. What's wrong? Why her? Other players get easy draws too, but you don't go, oh, Sabalenka's draw's easy. It's only Coco. You literally, like, disliking or liking Coco is completely irrelevant. No, it's not. Because you're only talking about Coco's draw being a cakewalk, and that's making you mad. You're not saying, like, oh man, Swiatek's draw's tough. Oh, I hate that. Why has Coco got an easy draw? You're literally just focusing on Coco's easy draw. So you obviously have something wrong with, you don't like Coco. Because you're not saying the same for Raducanu, who has a nice-ish draw as well. I mean, come on now. Like, you're not talking about anyone else. You're just bashing Coco. Crazy. Come on. Another Wimbledon center court for Eala. Well, if she plays Serena, she probably will, yeah. My pick is Shelton, especially if the weather is hot. Yeah, Shelton can play well in the weather. That's an underrated thing for Shelton, because he was, played in Florida, right? So he's used to that heat. Honestly, Eala is good draw, knowing Swiatek could lose. Knowing is on good draw, knowing Swiatek first round loss at Battenberg. Yeah, I mean, look. I'll be honest. That whole section, Eala, Serena, Pliskova, Swiatek, like, any of them could get out of the draw. They could all lose. Like, that is such a random part of the draw. Any chance that Serena could defeat Iga in the third round? Ask me that after the first round. I have zero idea, and I think nobody has any idea what Serena is going to do. Like, is Serena going to be able to hang with even her first round opponent, right? We'll find out so much about Serena in singles after the first round. And then she plays possibly Eala, which is obviously no cakewalk because we've seen Eala been playing well on grass. And then Swiatek potentially. But Swiatek's going to play Pliskova. So Swiatek's not going to be looking at Serena yet. Pliskova's there. Pliskova's so dangerous. But yeah, ask me that after Serena's first match, because, again, we have nothing. She hasn't played any warm-ups. Like, the doubles, she looked good in the doubles, but that's so different. So we're just going to see. We're going to wait and see with Serena. Again, I have zero expectations. I hope she wins the first match, and that's coming from an Aussie. Whoops. But yeah, I don't expect Serena to make the fourth round. So I'm just happy she's playing. And if she wins the first round, plays Eala second round, crazy. Shelton versus Fritz, Sinner versus Djokovic or Rublev in the semis, Fritz versus Sinner final. Okay, that's fair. I could see that. I really hope we get Shelton Fritz in the semis. That'd be awesome. Draw starts on Monday. And the way that it will go, Top half of the draw plays on Monday. Bottom half of the draw plays on Tuesday for men and women. So, if you're going for Sinner, he's playing on Monday. You're going for Swiatek, she's playing on Tuesday. Going for Eala, Tuesday. Serena, Tuesday. Sabalenka, Monday. Raducanu, Tuesday. Zverev, Tuesday. Djokovic, Monday. So that's because remember the defending champion for the men play on Monday, defending champion for the ladies play on Tuesday, and that's how they'll like structure the draw. Usually, maybe they'll do something different, but I'm pretty sure that Wimbledon will stick to that formula they've been doing for the last forever. You know, the men's champion always plays first match on center court, always, and the women's champion always plays first match on day 2. That's just the way they do the draw. I'll tell you, it's going to be really tough to see who plays center court on Tuesday. Because you've got Serena coming back. Do you give her center court? Surely, right? But then you've got Swiatek, who has to be center court. Raducanu is playing. Raducanu probably gets shafted. Then you've got Fritz versus Draper. That's center court. After Swiatek, maybe. Or at like the last match? I don't know. And then Zverev? No, Zverev and Raducanu will get pushed to court 1. They will get booted off center court just because Serena, Swiatek, Draper, right? So, yeah. Center court is going to be... Tuesday is going to be crazy. I'm scared. Monday is going to be nice. We're going to have some really fun matchups. We're going to have Sinner. We're going to have Djokovic. We're going to have Sabalenka. We're going to have Raducanu, maybe. We've obviously got those banger matches with Medvedev and Cilic. We've got Rude Hurkacz. Crazy first rounds. So Monday's going to be nice. But Tuesday is going to be crazy. Tuesday's going to hurt. Wimbledon stop matches at 11 p.m. on center court. 9 o'clock usually is when it gets dark, but the center court ends at 11. They have to stop at 11. Wimbledon first Tuesday is usually always 2 men in a women's match. Wonder if they will do that. Yeah, I don't know what. Did they do only 3 matches center court? I thought it was 4. They might do 4. Did they always do 3? Is it only 3? I guess because it starts at 1, but they can only do 3, maybe. Fritz Draper is definitely center court Tuesday. So it'll be Swiatek, then Draper Fritz. Maybe they end the day with Serena. That feels right. If they're the 3 matches you get, those are the 3 matches you're going to get. Day 2. That has to be the lineup, right? Like Draper Fritz is going to be center court no matter what. That's a lock, right? And then obviously Swiatek has to play center court because she's a defending champion first match. And then you got to put Serena on center court. Like, why would you bring her back and then put her on court 3? Like, that would be crazy. Yeah. Yeah. They do 4 matches. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, and then you can chuck on somebody else. But yeah, Draper Fritz, center court Tuesday, locked. I'm just trying to think who else is down the bottom half of the men that might get center court. Because you got to have 2. I guess they'll have 2 men, 2 women's. Fritz Draper, maybe Shelton. Because there's no other British players playing top guys. Maybe Zverev. I mean, maybe you put Zverev in there on center court. I don't think they're going to chuck on like Ferry Mickelson on center court day 1. That seems a little bit crazy. Maybe you put on Wawrinka Berrettini on center court. Maybe that's a center court match. Because Wawrinka's retiring, Berrettini former finalist. Maybe that's a center court. Maybe that could be center court. I could see that. I could get on board with that. Osaka or Wong? Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna. I gotta be honest. I gotta do a bunch of stuff. Have a look. So what's coming up? What have we got? Because Djokovic is playing today as well, right? I mean, Djokovic is playing. He's playing in a few hours, though. Serena plays on Tuesday. Yes. Serena Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be crazy. Wait, who else is playing today? Mukova, Keys. Osaka Wong starts in 10 minutes, though. But Osa Navarro's crazy first round, yeah. Decisions. Uh, 20 unforced errors for Penko. She's struggling. Oh, wait, Penko's playing right now? Oh, I didn't know Penko was playing now. Oh, yeah, Penko lost the first 6-1. Ooh. Yeah, Maria's dangerous, though. You know what we'll do? We might watch Djokovic. We have to watch Djokovic. But I also have to make these videos. So... So Djokovic doesn't start for a couple hours, so we'll watch him. We might watch him. I plan to watch Djokovic. We'll see. Because I've got to make a bunch of videos for I gotta edit these things. What is going on? I wanted to watch Sinner the other day, but we didn't get a chance. At this same tournament. Because we had to watch 3 things at the same time the other day. Alright. And then that should give me time to at least get these videos done before then, hopefully. Give me, 2 hours to edit. Wait, Djokovic withdrew? I heard Djokovic withdrew. What? How? That changes everything. How? It says here he's playing. Hang on, that's because that'll change everything. Because if he pulled out, we'll watch Osaka then. Because then I'll do the editing after Osaka. Where'd you hear that? I didn't hear that. Are you sure he pulled out of today? Or are you talking about he pulled out of a tournament last week? Djokovic pulled out yesterday. But he's playing today. Yeah, no, we're not talking about Wimbledon. Djokovic is playing Wimbledon. We're talking about the exhibition. I think it's for an exhibition. Yeah. But he's playing, though. Because he withdrew against Hashanov, but he's playing Tommy Paul today. Yeah, Djokovic pulled out yesterday of yesterday's match. He's playing today. He's on the schedule for today. Okay, it says here. Oh no! So yesterday he pulled out against Hashanov and Martin Dam came in. Chat. We need some better info. We need some more accurate info. He pulled out of yesterday's match, but he's playing today. Yeah, Djokovic pulled out of an exhibition yesterday. He is not playing today. He's literally on the schedule for today. It's just an exhibition. Yeah, why are you yelling? All right. Well, what we'll do, because it's on the website. It says he's playing Tommy Paul, so we're going to go off that and say he is playing today. He pulled out against Hashanov yesterday, so he's playing against Paul today. So we'll go off that he is playing. And we'll watch him. And then tomorrow, if not, then so be it. We're going to watch we'll watch some of the finals of tomorrow's events, so don't worry. And then that'll give me time to to edit. They're posted on Insta 30 minutes ago, but haven't announced anything about him withdrawing. Yeah, so it says everything I'm reading is saying he pulled out against Hashanov yesterday. He was supposed to play yesterday against Hashanov, but that didn't happen. Dam Jr. came in and replaced him. But today he's playing against Tommy Paul. And that's a different player. So, yeah. He pulled out of an exhibition, Djokovic, not Wimbledon. Djokovic did not pull out of Wimbledon. He is playing Wimbledon. Everything is fine. Sorry for those who just walked in. They posted on Insta within the last 20 minutes. What, that he's playing or what? Yeah, he's playing. Okay, he is playing. Yeah, okay. So Djokovic was supposed to play when Sinner played, but he was replaced last minute. But he is definitely playing today. Yeah, so he was supposed to play. Yeah, okay. So he is playing, as far as we know, unless things change. He withdrew from the first one. Yeah, he withdrew yesterday. So he's going to be playing, but that is in a couple hours. Against Paul, that's going to be a fun matchup. So jump on over there. And we'll be back to watch that one in a couple hours, which gives me plenty of time to make videos and stress less. All right. Cool. Djokovic is not on the website as a participant. Yes, he is. I literally see him right there. Anyways, cool. Well, we'll be back to watch that hopefully in the next couple hours. But there it is. There's the draw. Thanks for joining us. I love draw days. They're so much fun, especially the Grand Slams. Obviously, are a lot more insane, a lot more important too. But that was fun. A lot of good matches to look forward to early in the tournament. Obviously, the big ones being Serena's comeback. Obviously, some of the men's first round matches are really, really intriguing. But stay tuned because the previews will be coming out shortly. But Wimbledon draw ceremony starts Monday. We'll see you hopefully in a couple of hours to watch Djokovic.